by Sasquatch Afterbirth.
What the hell is even that?
What's good? What the fuck is this? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Huh? What's good? I'm here to do some testing, basically. So, first thing I want to test is we'll get over here. Try to apply my chat here. And... oh yeah, there it is. We're here. We're here. So, there I am. Very cool, very cool. That's working. Make that smaller. I don't need that big. So, let's make fun of this new setup deal we got. On the day off. I need the day off with my wife.
Brought to you by Sasquatch.
Double intro. He spent the day fuck around in his office, I guess. He couldn't get away from his toys.
Special video. Normally I wouldn't do anything like this. You know, it's my day off. In fact, I'm in the midst of 2 days off.
What?
But seeing how absolutely chaotic yesterday was with my new studio setup and the fact that I did not get half done what I really wanted to do in the time that I had due to the delivery timing of my new desk and everything going on, I wanted to do a special video today to show you now how things are working and how things will look moving forward. Of course, keep in mind this is just an early peek. When I come back on Saturday from my couple of days off, likely we will tweak this more and more to our liking. In fact, I can already see
our liking
that are kind of like not exactly set up for the camera.
Yeah, the toilet brush cleaner
a little bit. You see what I mean?
Wrong spot.
But anyway,
fix it.
So
fix it again.
The good news is everything that I needed to basically start doing the new level of content that I wanted to do has arrived, is set up and working. Okay, my new monitors, monitor arms, my new desk,
monitor
everything
arms
is here. And if you didn't see the stream last night, over 4 hours of me building the desk and then trying to get the monitor arms working, it was a nightmare.
It was.
All right, so rather than talk about the things that went wrong, I'd like to tell you about the things that went right.
What went right?
What's now working and how my content will now improve as a result of it. Then
I'd like to know what went right.
I'd like to talk about the stuff that didn't go right that I still need to work on. All right.
Stuff
so
I want
number
to bitch
one,
about.
the first thing you may notice is that my microphone is down here at an angle to my face that most people put their microphones at. Because previously my microphone was always up here and downward, and this kind of microphone, the way you're supposed to use it is to talk downward into it and angle like this.
I'm not gonna suck on my
it's supposed to pick up
microphone,
your voice better.
I don't need it up my ass.
Go a little bit like closer with this microphone, and the closer I get, arguably, the better it's supposed to sound. And the thing is, if I'm doing a podcast, this sounds good, and it doesn't matter if it blocks the shot. Like, what is it blocking? My shoulder? No big deal. Really, where my concern was doing a microphone set up like this was when I was doing gameplay.
You've been working out. Don't want to show off the shoulders.
I think we've kind of got the perfect solution now because I now have this desk situation, and this, you know, microphone boom arm can now really be utilized very well to maneuver the microphone around the desk, as I'll show you in a moment. However, what you're seeing now is something that's happening. I basically would have RGBs on this mic. As you can see, they go pretty crazy. You probably have never noticed this before because the microphone was always at this angle that hid them. But I'm thinking that if we're going to do this moving forward, I can't have the microphone going crazy like that. It's incredibly distracting. So likely what I will do, which will be a live adjustment right now, is to basically have the brightness go way down. I just did it. There you go. So you see how very minor it looks now? So maybe that would be a little better.
Sorry,
that's medium. This is high. See, max is like blows you out. High is okay. Medium, we'll probably leave it on medium for now. Okay. So immediate changes already that are going to look better, right? So I don't know. Do you guys, I'd love feedback on this. Do you think the microphone sounds better right now? I listened back to my daily rap last night, and I didn't see any difference. But maybe it's just me. Last night was a crazy night.
Who's he showing off for? Is Cat watching?
The microphone now in position does it sound better than it used to when it was up here at an angle. I'd like your feedback, okay? The trade-off here
My
is if the
feedback
microphone is here, that means it's going to be in
go
the shot
fuck yourself.
all the time. And you just got to get used to that. When I'm doing DSP tries, I'll be able to move it out of the way while I eat and then maybe move
We'll
it
get
back.
used to it.
It's
You'll have to
fully
get used to
maneuverable
it.
now because it's here and grabbable and adjustable.
It's
It
grabbable.
always was just, it didn't really work with my old set.
But now
it
even
works because
more.
I have a real desk
It's
to
even
attach
more
it to.
grabbable.
Okay, so that's improvement number one. Also, just to show you, with this new setup now, I have excellent maneuverability. For example, check this out. Let me actually just mark
Let's
this
see
as
it. Show me
my
the
default
maneuverability.
spacing. Watch this.
Uh-oh.
I can go all the way down here, and you can now see my whole torso. You can see the floor.
Yeah.
That's the edge of my monitor
you can
now.
do weird fucking chatter.
So you can actually see the edge of the ultra wide there.
Fucking
And
weirdo.
you know, this thing goes all over the place.
Whoa.
Here, if I click this, it just defaults back to where I was. But I can go in all different directions to show you, you know, hey, look, there's my monitor. There's my gaming monitor right there, and you can see it to the side of me
Very
to show
cool.
off how the office looks.
I'm glad you used the
and
word
actually,
show
you can
off.
actually see the other webcam. There it is. You see that? That is my face cam right there. Okay, and you can see the monitor is now mounted on the monitor arm.
Great.
And, you know, you could also go to the right. Not that it matters, but that's my closet. That's where all the storage stuff is.
Yeah, he's
for
still
my
in
office. So, pretty cool that I now have this awesome angle and maneuverability. Previously, you couldn't really do that with the old
Oh,
setup.
this
It was
is
all
fucking
messy. Now you
awesome.
can see everything. All right?
I love this.
All right. What I want to show you now is how face cam is going to work for gameplay, because this is going to be a little different. Okay? So,
Okay.
arguably, when I do face cam, what I would usually do
Is what?
is I would swap over to this screen. I'll just remove this for now,
Okay.
or I won't. I can't remove that.
I thought you were working on it.
I apparently,
I love the hairline
remove
camera. Look
that.
at that.
and I don't know why. I thought I could.
Look
but I
at that
can't seem
fucking
to remove
angle
it
on
from
that
this.
bad boy.
But anyway, to show you how the face cam will work, this is now the angle at which I play games. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna have to change stuff up.
Obviously.
So what I'll likely do is I'll either have a controller and I'll be playing here, or keyboard and mouse is right here, which I'll adjust. But to show you, this is how it will work. I will adjust the microphone when I'm
Okay.
playing over here
Good, yeah, show
to
me.
be the correct angle,
I need to see this now.
so that now that I'm playing, here we are. And I can move my chair. I actually have maneuverability where I can move the chair.
I was
and
going to
here
be
we
thinking
go.
about this all
And
weekend
this
if I
monitor-
didn't see this.
Right here is fully maneuverable, which is awesome. I'll show you that in a moment from another angle. But as you can see, this is pretty good. Now,
I can
if I
see
go
it's
face
pretty
cam
good,
mode,
yeah.
the only thing you see is me and the microphone, and it's an actual upper torso shot instead of that weird angle I used to have that had like my forehead and everything in it. Now it looks pretty good.
This
And
doesn't
this should
have
be for
your
all
forehead
games that'll
in
look
it?
good. The only exception will be
I'm
for a game, for
confused.
example, if I'm going to play, say, Call of Duty,
Jody
where I
Tay,
need to
big
use
ups.
keyboard and mouse. For that, I do have to scoot
Sup,
up
oos?
onto the desk. That's fine. All I need to do is move up like this, and now I'll
You
just
Marvel
adjust
Rivals?
the microphone a little bit, so it'll be more in the shot, and I can minorly adjust the camera. But the good news is, if I'm moving up, I can now move my monitor back. All right, and that was the problem, was the monitor was always like right there, or the TV was over there. Now it's fully maneuverable. If I want to move it up or back or in another
Oh, God,
direction,
that's
I
fucking
can
awesome.
while I'm playing FPS games or whatever I'm using keyboard and mouse for.
Up
And
or
then
back
if I'm
or
just doing
another
normal
direction.
gameplay, I can more relax, sit back, use my gamepad, and pull it closer to me. So I have this maneuverability now, okay? So speaking of the maneuverability, I figure I should show you the maneuverability.
Yeah, let's see how the maneuverability. I thought that's what we
So
were
let's
looking
go
at
ahead
the whole
and
time.
show you what I mean by that. Let's actually get the microphone back to the position that it was just in,
He just sits in this room practicing mic positions.
so you can hear me a little better here. And the thing
Fucking
I'm going to have to
loser.
get used to is figuring out where to
Oh,
sit
you
to
was
be
Wibbles?
centered on camera, and I will have to get used to that. Okay, so now, to
That's
show you what
pretty
I mean
cool.
about the whole maneuverability thing. So this now is my gaming monitor. All right, this is the MSI
Oh, God.
QD OLED monitor that I bought. And it's amazing. I only used it for like 1 day so far, but I've absolutely loved this thing, okay?
Okay, awesome.
Well, guess what?
What?
I got it working fully
Oh,
on the
fully.
monitor arm. I figured it out. So now this thing will adjust, just to see how many adjustments this thing has. I can pull it towards me.
All right.
If I want it closer,
2 more
I
inches.
can lift it up and have it higher up.
All right. What else?
Rotate it super close if I need be. Now, I don't know why I would do that, because
Yeah,
I'm going
this
to block
is-
the face cam, and it'd probably be
This
way
is
too
so
close to
much
my
more
face,
fucking around
honestly,
time.
for the size that it is. But
All right, guys. I'm just gonna set up. Let me set up for
down
Call
in
of
any
Duty
direction
now.
that I actually want to angle it. If I actually want to have it high up one day and I'm playing like this, I can do that. Okay, so it's really cool. It goes high, it goes low.
Wow. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, isn't it?
It's pretty much fully maneuverable. Okay, it's very nice. And the good news is it folds like close enough to the desk that when I'm coming into the room, it doesn't block the door. Okay, so that's excellent that it doesn't block the door. I can get in and out. It has some cable management features and things like that. So it's awesome. The one
Cable
drawback
management features.
is that I have to remember not to hold and pull it by the sides. They say if you're going to maneuver this monitor, you have to do it from the top and bottom only, because that's where it's built, basically built for durability.
Okay.
If I start doing it from the sides, I
Who's
might damage
they?
it. So I have to always remember I can angle it from the
Darziak.
sides, but if I'm going to lift it or
Darziak
move
told
it
him
around, I
that.
have to try to grab it like here, okay? But it's awesome. It's absolutely amazing. That is so cool and so different
He's
from
gonna
what I
put
ever really
greasy
had.
Italian fingers
The
all over
monitor
that
is
screen.
outstanding, and the fact that I can adjust it to any angle
Like 5
for
times
different
a
kinds of
day.
games and things is excellent. Okay, so we'll see moving forward how that gets implemented and how
Different
it looks.
games require different
And I'm very
positions.
excited actually for the improved face cam. I think this improved face cam is going to be really good compared to how it used to be. It didn't look so good. Now it's going to look amazing. Okay, so this is all
Big
great
up, Troll
improvements,
Queen.
right? Obviously you already know that I had some improvements. The ultra
Yeah, this
widescreen
room
monitor
is,
is excellent.
It's
I
getting
can use this to
smaller and
monitor the
smaller.
stream chats, contributions, everything.
He
And I'm
loves
getting
it,
better
though.
at it. I've only done it for a day, and already I have a window where I have like I can read my emails.
Oh my
So
god.
I can unban people on the fly if need be. Or if someone
Unban
sends me some
people.
urgent, I can read
He banned what was it? It's like 20 people in 40 seconds or something. That's a ban every 2 seconds.
it. I've got the currency conversions. Like if someone
But he
sends me a
goes
super
straight to
chat of
unban.
foreign
I can
currency, I've
unban
got that
so
already ready to
fast.
go. So all the stuff that I used to like fumble with my phone or mess around with, I don't need to do anymore.
Yeah, Duncan
it's all
told him
right
not to
here
touch
on
it
the
there.
ultra wide. And
Don't
I really
touch it
like
there.
this. I feel like I said, I'm like in like a command center here, where basically I have control over everything I'm doing,
Captain Dent.
which is absolutely amazing. Previously, I felt like it was just like the most bootleg setup. And now
Starship
I'm feeling way
Enterprise.
more professional with the way that I'm doing things here.
I'm pretty sure I
and
heard that
obviously
somewhere
that's
else.
a really good thing, right?
But I like it. I'm taking it.
So that's excellent. The monitor is outstanding. I've now played on that monitor for 3 games, play streams, all different kinds of games. You know, Pokemon, then Mega Bonk, and then yesterday, Arc Raiders. It looks gorgeous. 0 response time. Like, I mean it. It's like instant response time. By far, best thing I've ever played on in my life. Whether it's, gaming, anything. It's the best thing I've ever owned. It's that good of a monitor. So
Yeah, it's
that's going to be
awesome.
amazing jumping into new games and things on it. Seeing how it performs. I just can't wait. Okay. Now, the other major improvement here is the desk space that I have. I have a tremendous amount of space around me.
Yeah, it's because
I
you
used
bought
to
a
always be
giant ass
insanely
desk designed to put the monitors on and then bought arms anyway.
cluttered. Everything would be like
Like, what the
tossed
fuck's he gonna
willy-nilly
put
all
on
over the
this
place.
desk? Oh, he's
But
gotta
now
put,
I actually have
put
room.
fast
And in
food
fact,
on the desk.
with this new setup, I have all this room on the side of me.
I forgot
I can
about
lift stuff
that.
up and show
I'm
you. Oh, hey,
felted.
look what showed up today. You see? Tons of space on the side. I can actually roll back and have
Hey, look
space
what
to
showed up
move.
today.
I can stretch, which I never could do before. I had 0 room. I
What
can
the fuck
actually
was that?
You see?
Oh, Legos. I thought
I can
so.
stretch, which
You
I
can
never
stretch.
could do before. I had 0 room. I can actually stretch out here.
Do the
And
push-ups.
it's just really awesome to feel like I have this professional studio setup now that I never had before. Now, ultimately, what's going to happen is I'm going to find
Yeah, he's something else.
more and more stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure over time we're going to figure
Best
out
thing I've ever owned,
better
guys.
things for the setup. Already, I can tell you, like, the chair mat's in the wrong spot. It's too far forward. I'm going to have to pull that back. There's going to be improvements over time. We're going to figure out other things that I can use and stuff. Okay, that's amazing. I love this. Okay, really, like just to have a thing that feels real and professional. And also, I absolutely ordered the right size of desk. This desk fits absolutely perfectly where it is. And I can get in and out from behind here,
Awesome.
right out the door, or get into the office if
I
I
can
need
go
be.
around and I
The good
can
news is
turn
I own
sideways.
enough lighting already. The 2 key lights that I had are
Creep
perfect
against
for
the
this
wall.
setup. The one
Wall
here
hug. Wall hug my
backlights
way
this
out.
camera. So when I do vlogging and the like, as like right now, it looks great.
Vlogging.
The other one backlights
When I do
the
vlogging.
face cam perfectly. It's like right behind it. So I'm getting the right light no matter what I'm doing here for the situation.
Oh, yeah, you look great.
That's excellent. I could even mess with it with like maybe if
You
I
gotta
turn
have
that
that
one
shine
off.
on your
Actually,
fucking bald
why not
spot.
test that, right? If I were to turn this one off right now, does that look any better?
No.
It looks pretty dark, doesn't it? Because I can mess with it. I can make that one brighter now and see, does that look better? I don't know. I think it looks better with both, honestly.
Who gives a fuck?
But I'm sure I'll have feedback. You guys give me your feedback. What do you think? Both lights, one light? We can mess with this now. Because now I have the much better setup. I used to have a light on the other side of the room behind my TV.
This is really
now
going to
it's
make
right there
people
in
want
front of
to
me
give
on the
money.
floor. Okay? So, again, all massive, massive improvements.
What? Is that filtered water or no?
So what does this mean?
Might be coffee time.
It means vlogging will be better. It's more casualized. The audio will sound better. I'm not, cramped here and feeling uncomfortable. Things will be at a glance. Things I'll be able to easily grab and show you.
You can grab stuff and
look,
show you.
It's time to play Mario today.
Oh wow, that was efficient.
See?
That was really fucking
easy.
efficient, dude.
So
Holy
a
shit.
big improvement. Okay. So all that's great, and I can't wait. I'm coming back on Saturday to play new games like Metroid Prime 4.
I'm impressed.
I'm excited for that, obviously. But, and this is a big but, not everything went according to plan, and some stuff is not working and or is in process.
To bitch.
Allow me to explain.
About halfway through,
So
the
first
second
off,
half is bitching. You know what it is.
What happened last night?
You know what it
the
is.
The reason why I was so stressed out on that late stream.
Oh, it's because you're a
the
bitch.
monitor arms. All right. I'm gonna be honest.
Your
The
anxiety
instructions are
riddled.
horrible. They don't fully explain how to use them. One thing I couldn't figure out was how to adjust the height on this monitor arm over here. I just couldn't seem to get it to adjust up and down for whatever reason. It was insanely tight. What they don't tell you is that you have to put the monitor on the arm first for it to properly adjust, and then, even then, it doesn't really make sense. Let me show you what I mean. So, if I go like this,
you didn't tell him
it
everything.
easily goes up, no problem. But when I go like this, it actually fights me a bit, okay?
Oh,
and
God.
I think I still need to adjust it more. There is a Allen wrench adjustment on the back of that
better
monitor
do,
arm. This is the
exercise
Bank
for that.
Ergo monitor arm. It's tight as hell, and it feels like you're not supposed to be adjusting it. Like, it actually feels like, oh, you're doing it too much. But that's how it is. Now, they don't
Really?
explain that in the instructions because the instructions don't even have any words. It's just like diagrams, okay?
Oh,
So you have to really
pictures.
keep turning it to the right, and then you can adjust it up and down. I couldn't figure that out last night because there's nowhere in the instructions does it explain it. Nowhere in any videos online does it explain it either. From Bank or other companies, no one explains it. So I had to figure that out
I'm sure
on my
they
own.
do. He
Now
just
it
means
works,
like they
okay?
don't explain.
So I'm
to
happy
him
I got it working. I might
this
even adjust it more to
particular
try to
one.
make it looser going up and down. That frustrated the heck out of me, okay, to be honest. And I'm glad that now I figured that out. Now I can adjust the height of the monitor arm. But the other problem, this is the biggest one right now, is that this monitor, this is the Sansui, so S-A-N-S-U-I,
Sansui.
34-inch ultra-wide monitor, 1440p, looks great.
Right, but
Usage seems to be great. I used it for a day so far. I love it. This monitor is basically falsely advertised. And you might say, what do you mean by that? The monitor says, oh, it'll fit any
Don't know.
VESA mounting standard or VESA mounting standard. It's 75 by 75 millimeters or whatever when it comes to the holes on the back.
okay.
That's true. It does have 4 holes on the back in that configuration, except the holes are in a circle that's depressed into the back of the monitor. So unless you have
Okay.
a certain kind of mount, it won't fit. This mount that I bought, these Bank mounts, I don't know if it's Bank or BenQ, I don't know how to pronounce it out, like for system painting,
All
will
right.
only work with certain kinds of monitor mounts.
I swear you
They
just
order
fucking
some
said
kind
that.
of special spacers or hardware. They don't even really sell it. One person
What?
3D printed it so they could get their Sansui monitor to work
What are you
properly
reading Reddit?
with their monitor mount. Well, I'm not in the business of 3D printing. I have no plans on buying one anytime soon.
Why not?
So what this means
You got all
is that
kinds of
basically
money.
I can't put this on any kind of a monitor mount for now. I'll have to look into it and see if I can find something, maybe longer bolts or something. I don't know. I got to look
Never
into it.
have to leave the house.
For now, it seems okay. Like, as you can see, the setup looks good, right? But the one bummer here is my
No.
plan was that when I was gaming, all right, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have my gaming monitor right here, and this monitor, I wanted to be able to maneuver it up at an angle, so I would move my microphone a little bit to the right, and I wanted this monitor to be higher up and to the right, like, say, right
Well,
here,
you
so
don't
now I
always
can
get what
see the
you want,
chat
dickhead.
and the game at the same time. Like, honestly, that was some of the whole point of it, because right now when I'm gaming, what I end up doing is this.
So he can't use it. What the entire point of it was for.
Playing the game, looking at the chat. Playing the game, looking at the chat.
Money
Playing the
well
game, looking at
spent.
the chat. Looking at the up. You see? And it kind of like, you know, people even used to say, oh, that's going to hurt your neck. Well, the good news, it never did. I've been doing this now for a long time this way. It hasn't hurt my neck. But it's a problem when I miss stuff. I can't talk to you guys immediately.
His neck hurts for other reasons.
Saying? So because of that, I get frustrated sometimes. That's one of the reasons I wanted to
bring the laptop back out.
Now it doesn't work. It just so happens I had to buy the one monitor that doesn't work with the mount that I chose. Just my luck.
Just
okay?
your luck.
So if anyone has any suggestions
Sounds like
or whatever,
just your
if anyone knows of any
retardation,
spacers I can buy or how I can make this work, I have the
We'll
monitor
go with
mount. I'm not
luck,
going to
I
get rid
guess.
of it or throw it out or anything like that. You know, it is what it is. But it is frustrating that I spent all this money on these upgrades, and now this monitor is stuck right here, which wasn't my intention. Okay? But for now, it works, and I think it's a huge improvement regardless. The other thing is, this desk is a height-adjusting desk. Right now, it's basically at its lowest adjustment, and it's actually supposed to go up 4 levels. And each one it incrementally gets higher and higher. So it's potentially it's a standing desk. If you want to stand up in game or do stuff at the desk, you could do that. And with this setup, I mean, I would be able to do that. What if my back was sore one day and I wanted to stand up in game? Technically, I could do that, right? Just the cameras or whatever, but I could do that. But
I thought you were working out.
I'm gonna be honest.
Your back didn't hurt
I don't think this desk is good enough to do it. Like I built it last night.
What?
It already, I can tell you, is not flat. I can't really show you what I mean, but like this desk is 3 pieces of wood, and the pieces of wood don't even really sit flush against each other. They only have, you know, 2 sets of screws holding it together by square brackets.
It was like
it's
what,
not
like
a lot of
$500
desk,
desk,
to keep it
right?
together. So I'm afraid that if I plug it in and I try to do the height adjustment,
I know it was
the whole thing's going to just break.
It was at least 300.
So I don't want to do that. Like the truth is, the desk is actually fine. Like right now, just sitting here
in
naturally
between 3 and 5
feels like a good height. If I'm going to play Call of Duty,
and it don't even
here
do
on
what
the
it's
mouse and
designed
keyboard,
to do.
I just scoot up a little bit closer, and it
We're just
actually
gonna
feels
pretend
pretty
like he
darn
built
good.
it right, which
So
we
I
know
think
he
that this
didn't
is
do.
correct, and it's not going to be a big deal that I can't adjust the height. But again, I bought the desk because it was a height adjusting desk, and it seems like I can't use it. It just seems like it's too cheap to really use the feature, which is hilarious. They built it into the desk, but the desk seems kind of flimsy. So that's definitely a negative, okay?
It's like you.
Now, the other thing right now that's going to be my major bane of my existence is cable management.
The bane
and what
of
I mean by
existence.
that is, with my old setup, I had all these cables managed well. I had them all wrapped
Oh,
properly.
it was only 230?
I had them all working nicely. It was easy to walk through this office, no problem. Now,
That's way cheaper than I thought.
to get into the office, I have to be sure that the monitor arm is
That's
pushed
why it's a
in,
piece of shit, though.
or else it smacks me right in the face when I
like
come in the
that.
door. The only way that I
like
can
2.
get in and out of this setup is...
Those are like 180 without the lifting feature, especially electronic lifting feature. Usually they got like a little hydraulic arm or something. I don't know. I've never seen one, never used one in real life, but I've seen people with them.
Is behind the desk here, which is why you may notice there's no stand here.
But no,
anymore.
yeah, I have purchased
YouTube
ones that are with no raising features, and they're about 180 bucks.
A button isn't here anymore.
So
Yeah,
he should have known he
can't put
wasn't
it there.
getting all that for that
If I put
price.
it there, I literally cannot get in and out of the desk. So that's gone for good, and there's nothing I can do about that. As you can see, I temporarily put something cute here that I put at the end of the desk, but there's not a lot of room here. Out of the desk.
What are they talking about?
You
He's
may
stuck.
notice there's no stand here anymore. My YouTube play button isn't here anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't put it there. If I put it there, I literally cannot get in and out of the desk. So that's gone for good, and there's nothing I can do about that. As you can see,
Is the
I
bread
temporarily
gone?
put something cute here
I just
that I
realized.
put at the end of the desk, but there's not a lot of room here. So I just can't do things with my setup with the background like I used to. Now, for the maneuverability and the use and the content I'm making, quite frankly, I think it's going to be better to have the new setup than the old. But it does suck that you have to lose something, so I can't do anything right here, right now. I don't even know what I would do to fix that situation. There's just no room. When I'm crossing into my studio now from the door, there's a bunch of wires coming off my monitor. All right, just to show you.
Good. He's gonna get snug
You
out
can't
one
really
of them
see
and
them
rip
because of the
that
way that I've
$1,000
done it,
monitor
but
down.
there's 3 wires coming out of this monitor. There's the HDMI, there's the
like he did with that
power,
laptop.
and there's the headphone jack to go to the speakers. So I have audio. And
I don't
there's
know if
nothing
I
can
told
really do
you guys,
about
but
those.
there's a huge
They're
dent
going
in
to
the
be
screen.
dangling no matter what. One goes to the left
It
of my
just
PC.
fell. It fell on
One
its
is
own,
going
guys.
across the room to the speakers.
I didn't
One
knock
right
it
now
down
is
in
going to
a
a cheap
gin-fueled
old power
stupor.
strip across the room, but I bought 2 new power strips, and one I'm going to put behind me right here. I'm just going to run that cord under the desk to that, so that at least
bro,
will
we
be
can't even see
better,
it. What the fuck do we care?
where it won't be like in the way, but at the same time,
He's got to
it
say
might
this
be on
because he knows
camera
people
now.
make fun
Like,
of
I
him
don't know
on
how it's
Twitter.
gonna work exactly, but there's gonna be
He saw the
wires
Twitter
kind of like
post
in the
about
way
his
here, and there's
fucking
nothing I can really do about that.
overloaded outlets and shit. So now he's got to
Yeah,
debunk
so I have
that.
to basically redo all the wire management.
Sorry,
in
Cat.
my,
I'll
my
be back
office
later.
Here. I'm not going to be doing that today.
Gotta go make a
I'm
debunk
about,
video.
you know,
These
I'm
fucking
actually
trolls
I'm in
making
the middle
fun
of
of
2
me
days
again.
off here, about to spend time with my wife. I'm just doing this quickly, a quick video as an update, but basically things will work
This
and things
is
will be a lot
completely
better.
unnecessary
But this is
video.
not the final form. Like, I still have tweaking to do and things to
It's
improve.
not the final form.
As a result of this upgrade. Okay. Oh, I do have one more thing to show you. So I've used my magical powers to teleport
Oh,
a microphone into my
Yeah.
hand directly from a warehouse. I didn't pay for it. I just stole it, magically teleported it.
All right. Very funny.
Right. So
why
this
do you
week
tell
we
a
started-
shitty joke like that and then you make a fucking... Oh, right. Like you're pissed off that you made a stupid fucking joke.
we're playing Arc Raiders, and people started saying,
I
you know,
agree with you. It
one
was
of the
fucking
major
stupid,
features of
but-
Arc Raiders is the
Do you really
microphone.
have the right to
being able to
act
communicate
like that
with the
after
random
you
people that
told
you
that
encounter
fucking
in the
joke?
environment. Well, mine's off. Why? I don't have a microphone. I just don't have a microphone that works with my PC. And a lot of people had issue with that. And we're like, Phil, you know, you should have one. At least try it and see, you know, and other games moving forward. What if you wanted to do co-op in a game,
No.
right?
They're going
What
to
if
call
you
me a
wanted to team up
groomer.
with someone on a team? You need to communicate. You don't have a microphone. Fair enough. You're right. So I bought one. I have no idea if this is any good. I used to have a blue microphone 100 years ago. I used to have the Snowball. I really liked it, except the tripod it came on broke.
That's
Like, basically, it
expensive
just
mic,
stopped
isn't it?
working, and therefore I had nothing to hold it up anymore, so I got rid of it. Here we are many years later, and apparently Logitech now owns Blue. I didn't know that Logitech had bought them out, but this was on sale. What's funny enough is, you know, the Black Friday, you know, Cyber Monday sales had ended, but it was still on sale for the same price.
$100 mic.
So I picked it up, and I'll have this now. Like, next time I play Arc Raiders, I absolutely will hook this guy up to the gaming PC, and I will use it to do, like, the proximity audio and see how it works and go from there. All
I
right?
got this.
So there you have it.
I didn't
That's
put in
another
that
thing
other
for the
scene
setup.
yet.
That won't be used all the time,
There it
obviously.
is.
That'll be something
No.
that I'll just be using
See?
occasionally for certain kinds of games, but hey, it's another improvement, right?
Money well spent. Another improvement. You know, mic that you don't even know if you're going to use.
Okay, so what I want to say in conclusion, thank you for your
That's a-
patience.
that's a
I know this
tryout,
last week
Mike.
was absolutely chaotic. Only a 4-day streaming week. I ended up doing a lot of things that normally I wouldn't even do when I was streaming. That was kind of weird, right?
Bro, you've
And,
done that so
you
many
know,
times.
no really
Every
set
time
schedule.
you
We
got to
didn't know what I
fucking
was
build
doing
something,
each
you
stream
do
or
it on
anything like
stream.
that. It was very confusing. We didn't know when things were arriving that I had ordered. You know, it was just a lot of chaos. And I know I don't like that. I like to be a structured and ordered guy. You know what I'm doing
We
all
know.
the time. This week
Autistic.
definitely was not that, right? Next week will be different. Next week we're going to set
Woody was getting upset because he couldn't leave. He was like, I don't know, like an hour in overtime. He was saying that he needed to plan the next day with his wife. His wife was down there. Cat's waiting. Philip, we're supposed to be planning tomorrow.
set stream.
I gotta figure out. First, we're gonna go to Costco, and then we'll stop at Ross. I need a new collared shirt.
So you
babe.
know what I'm doing every stream. So that way there's no confusion, there's no chaos, and people will know what to expect.
What are we gonna eat? I don't know.
I'll be using all my new stuff now. We'll be testing out
We
this
can't
monitor with a
DoorDash to
variety
IHOP
of
again.
games,
It gives me
including
the
Metroid
shits,
Prime
Philip.
4, Tormented Souls 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2. We're bringing back Call of Duty. We're bringing back American Truck Sim because now I can actually mount the wheel right here. The one bummer, which
Alright.
now I'm realizing, oh boy, guess what?
I wonder how many times he said the one bummer.
For Truck Sim, normally I would have
So
the
it's
stick
like
shift
there's
right
multiple
here.
bummers.
This is where they put the height adjuster. Maybe I'll just remove it because, like I said, I'm probably not even going to use it. So why
Well,
even have it here if
no.
I'm never going to use it? More than likely, I'm probably just going to remove it then and get it out of the way. That way, I can actually put the stick shift on the truck sim, the wheel here.
Abort!
Yeah, I think
Abort!
it's more important. I'm never going to use the height adjustment just to take it off. I'll probably do that. So anyway, yeah, truck sim coming back. Probably will squeeze in Arc Raiders and Megabonk at some point. So there's going to be a good variety of stuff. Now, people have said, well, when are you going to play Expedition 33? You said last week you were interested in bringing that back, and we're actually really excited for it. I am too. But I want to finish up things that I'm in the midst of. Like, I want to finish Mario. I want to finish Tormented Souls 2 and get those out of the rotation. You know, I don't want to have
It says
10
one bummer
lingering
twice.
playthroughs, none of which are ever completing because I'm jumping between games and never really going anywhere. You know, a game like Arc Raiders or Megabonk, those aren't really playthroughs. That's just messing around with the game. But there are games that have a definitive
I'm sure he
beginning,
says
middle,
it
and
some
end.
other way.
I want to wrap
how
those
it
up
is.
and not have them going on. Particularly Tormented Souls 2 and Mario have been going on for like 2 months. I want to finish those this week. So this week will be interesting.
why are you taking 2
We're gonna
days
do a whole
off?
bunch of different stuff,
He
different
made too
kinds of
much
gameplay
money.
on the new setup, testing it and seeing
Make too
how
much
it all
money.
works.
You take more time
I am
off.
excited.
That's the way it goes.
Quite honestly, for all of that, and I hope that you are too. I apologize for the chaos of this last
talking
week.
to the
I
new
apologize
audience
if
or the
I
old
sounded
one?
really stressed out last night. I really was. Trying to get all this done. I was in here for over 4 hours and couldn't get it done. And that's always frustrating, working your butt off and not getting anything done. I'm happy I got the monitor arm working. It sucks it doesn't work with this one. We'll talk about a workaround, I guess, this week. But thank you for understanding, and thank you,
I
as
don't
always,
understand.
for the engagement, for the support.
As
This week has
always.
been absolutely outstanding for
As
that.
always,
I
this is
love
the
it.
past
Everything
week.
is different now, and you made this possible. Like, the only reason right now I have this desk,
Sorry,
these
2
monitors,
weeks now,
and this new
right?
setup is because of you. So thank
Ain't
you
'cause
so
of
very
me.
much for your
I
patience.
didn't give you shit.
Now, the dividends begin to pay off, right? Now,
All right,
you get
yeah.
to start to see some of the awesome stuff that's going to happen as a result of having this new equipment.
He's
So,
so
thank
weird.
you all. Have a good 2 days away.
Always gotta
I'll
tell
be back on
everybody what to
Saturday,
think.
bright and early for the Level 1 podcast. I hope to see you then.
If people thought that,
Everyone
you
have a
wouldn't
good
have
weekend.
to tell them that.
I'll see you soon.
They would already
Peace
be
out.
thinking it. Get it, asshole? Alright, I got some more time, so
Give your thoughts on
I think
this.
I'm gonna listen to this.
Does anybody
while I
have a
play
preference?
game.
Well, I mean, for me, like, first of all, like you said, who would have thought this ever would have happened? Because until like early August, I was like the whipping boy of the internet. No one cared about what I thought. No one wanted to hear my opinion on anything.
Nobody
And now
cares.
it's like
Still,
people
Phil.
actually would like to see me have a conversation with Josh.
This
and
is his
talk about
conversation
the whole Kiwi
with
Farms
Josh
thing. So
Moon.
it's like things are changing so quickly.
This is the day he
right
almost
now,
shut down Kiwi
and
Farms.
This is like, for me, I just want to preface this, all right, before we get started. I want to have a real conversation with you, Josh, because I think you know why I want to have a conversation with you
Why?
in regards to Kiwi Farms, but I don't want this to be like an attack session. I want us to have a real conversation about how things are going and possibly the future, because things are turning around for me right now in a very positive way, and this is like a door opening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's public opinion about me is changing, and now would be the time to have civil conversations with people who maybe I never was able
Public
to reach
opinion
out
is
to and talk
changing.
to before. Like, I wouldn't even know how I ever would have even gotten in contact with you until I started hanging out with these guys, and now look at all this stuff that's going on. So
All right,
I
well,
just need you to
Josh,
understand that. I don't want this to, I'm not going to be attacking Josh or anything like that, but we have things to discuss.
Oh, he's worried.
all right, Josh. Well, do you want to open up with your
That's your
thoughts on
retardation
this whole
talk.
thing? Talking to
I would actually kind of disagree that only recently people have wanted to speak with you. I think that you've not wanted to speak with people for quite a while.
Already called out.
For instance, I know that Mike Klum was trying to interview you for a documentary, and you backed out of that just this year. So I think people have always been kind of receptive to hearing what you have to say, and I think that you've been kind of a recluse.
The thing is, the things that people wanted to talk to me about are not things that are anyone's business, nor do I want to talk about. They want to talk about my personal finances. They want to talk about what I have in the house. They want to talk about my mobile game habits. They want to talk about my bankruptcy.
How
I
much
don't
is your
want to talk
garbage
about
can
this.
now,
I want
Phil?
to talk about games. I want to talk about having fun, chilling, you know,
You
just
still have
having
that
a
$300
conversation,
one, or did you
doing normal
upgrade?
things that people do on the internet that apparently I'm not allowed to do because I was the focus of the internet's ire for the greater part of a decade. Now all of a sudden I appear on Kino Casino,
Everybody
and it's like
loves me.
night and day. Everyone likes me now. Everyone wants to hang out with me. Everyone wants to talk, see new content from me.
Everyone likes
It feels very different. You know what I mean? Like,
Imagine
the Mike
what-
Plum
if
documentary
ever
was
in
going to
your
have
life-
a lot
ahead,
of this kind of
Josh.
toxic stuff. Oh, go
What
ahead.
type
yeah.
of person you gotta
Well,
be to say
I was going to
shit?
ask.
Everybody
do you
likes
know-
me now.
I have an answer for this, but do you know what has changed? Would you like to take a guess at what I'm thinking?
I would say public perception, just because I don't know, because someone gave me a chance, and I think that's what it is. No one ever gave me a chance to be humanized. Instead, it was easy to beat up on Phil because he was the small content creator
Oh,
who
it's 'cause
everyone
he's
likes
an
to make fun of.
asshole.
But now that people gave me a chance to see me in a different environment rather than just my own
People
stream,
don't like assholes.
things have changed.
I think that part of it is that I've watched a little bit of you and the Kino Casino, and a lot of what they're doing is like showing you other people, and you're reacting, and in the
doing
same way that
drama.
like, detractors would, and it's very funny. It's very funny hearing you rip on Ricada and get like a first impression reaction to the things that he's done, because it's like you don't know anything about him, but yet you're pretty close to the mark in regards to that. That's people are receptive because you're kind of taking shots at people, and they think that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks you guys, Kino Casino, for giving me that opportunity. Because again, the people who wanted to interview me previously are like, "Oh, we'll have you on, but we're just gonna be, taking shots at you constantly. Let's talk about your finances and shit."
Side scrollers, right? That was side scrollers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When they contacted me, it was supposed to be, just be a guest on our show like anyone else. But then they turned it into this 3-ring circus interview that I have to be interrogated for 5-6 hours before I even qualify for the chance to be a real guest. And then they canceled the chance for me to be a real guest after the interview when they saw how much money they were making.
You don't deserve shit.
Right.
How much money they were making?
They
from
gave
what?
you way more of a chance than they should have.
From that interview. Because that interview that they did with me was literally 100% negative stuff. I thought, if they're going to do an interview that's fair, right, you're going to have some positivity to it. Ask me about things over the years that are good. Ask me about my fan base, why people like me, stuff like that. But instead, it was just like they just talked directly to my detractors, had every negative question
So why do
lined
people
up.
like you?
Boom, 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 boom. And then the day after the show, when they said they were going to be doing a decompression session,
what a great
or they're just going to
question.
play like Mario Kart or something, it was a shooting gallery against me, and I wasn't there to defend myself. It was them talking to my detractors the entire stream, receiving donations and contributions to make fun of me. They were literally laughing with negative memes about me and making bank. And that's not what that interview was supposed to be. Take a look at the difference
supposed to
between
make
that
money,
interview
making fun of me.
the appearance on Kino Casino. I think you'll see night and day how I was mistreated a year ago and how now things have changed because I was given a chance.
Craig and
You
Adam
got
didn't
thoughts
blaze
on that,
me.
Josh?
Well, would you agree that an interview should be balanced to include a sort of responses to criticisms and concerns and just like general prying?
It's an easy question.
You're right. A lot of your drama is pretty personal, but I think that a lot of people, if they try to talk about you at all, that's what comes up. So would it be fair to say that an interviewer should ask questions about like the bankruptcy and stuff?
It's tired. Nobody cares about this anymore.
We had talked about it before the interview, and he said he was going to bring up topics like that. And I said, yeah, we can absolutely talk about that stuff. What was not discussed is that the day after, they were going to change their schedule to literally do a dump on DSP stream for profits. Because when you do a fair and balanced interview, okay, you might not even like the person you're interviewing. You may not even believe the answers they've given you. But in order to have it be a fair and balanced interview, you cannot then immediately present a one-sided argument after the interview is over. What's supposed to happen is the audience is supposed to watch that interview and judge for themselves. Is it believable? Is it not? Do I believe his answers? Do I not? What they did is they literally did the interview, and the next piece of content they made was, we don't believe anything Phil said. Let's dump on him all day. So immediately the entire audience says, oh yeah, Phil's a scumbag.
Lead people to believe he wasn't lying, I guess.
And they did it for personal gain. If they weren't receiving all those donos from all of my detractors, they never would have done that. In fact, if it might have gone the other way.
You weren't supposed to point out that I was obviously full of shit.
Good for them. That's how they handled it.
Well, we'll let Josh respond to that, and then we'll move on from the side scrollers thing, because I think at this point it's neither here nor there. It was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything to that, Josh, before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% familiar. I'm not sure if there was something that was said that you said after the interview between those two streams, or if that was just like they did stream A and then stream B. Because I vaguely remember that they were responding to something that you had said after that first stream. But when you are live streaming, if people are giving you super chats and feeding you information, that's just what the conversation is going to be about, even if you didn't intend for it to be that way. And it's not necessarily like a profit motive. More or less, it is just like that's what is there to engage with as a broadcaster.
I think an interesting place to start would just be to ask you, Josh.
No, not this time.
Generally, what your feeling has been on Phil's detractors and how Phil's detractors have interacted with you and the Kiwi Farms.
All right.
How have you felt about that, Josh? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, definitely, I think DSP as a point of fascination was already kind of behind by the time that the
Glory days, all those street clips where Phil was like,
genuinely
Sasquatch
angry and like,
Afterbirth.
screaming about like the online lag and stuff. I think that stuff was already kind of in the past because even like Phil has like 6 years of plus history before the quickie forums was even a thing. So he had been around for a while, and by the time that the forum was up and running, I think Phil just got, everyone gets older. I'm 30 now. I know what it's like to get older and just kind of not.
Forgot to say this is a video by Ashton's Moobs. Shout out Ashton Moobs.
Be so rambunctious, but I think Phil just kind of like aged out of that and calmed down, but he still carried this contingent of just like really difficult people. And when I say this, I have to be careful because if I try and lump the forum into this, people get angry at me, but there is like a genuinely unhinged contingent of people who hate Phil, and it's a complete enigma to me, and they try to justify it, and I just don't get it.
Well, you don't think that Phil should die, Josh?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Do you think that Phil should be allowed to make money online, Josh?
I do, and that's actually one of the first things that was a point of contention between me and certain people, certain elements in his hate fandom, is that they went after him for like his monetization schemes, and that was right when the Kiwi Farms was just starting to get deplatformed from payment processors, and it really angered me to see like, you're doing to this guy what is happening to me, and I wouldn't support it for myself, obviously, and I don't support it for him. And then they would counter that by saying, well, he's like pigmatized his viewers, and he's extracting money from them from lies. And it's like, well, if you give DSP money and he says, I need money, and you give the money to him, you don't really then get to decide, well, he should only spend it on XYZ. That's not how it works.
Yeah. I think everybody here is in agreement on that, right? Like, Phil's money is his money.
You can do it with whatever he wants.
You can
If
still
he chooses to spend
talk
it on
shit about
WWE champions, if he chooses to spend it on Jin, or if he chooses to spend it on investment,
Weed or fucking whatever the fuck.
it's not really our business, right? Like, I don't really get it.
Yeah, would you agree with that, Phil? That if people give you money, it's like yours to spend, and it's not really any other business after that?
The line of argument that, DSP is disingenuous, all right? Because I'm on a stream and I'll be like, well, if I don't raise money on this stream, I can't buy groceries later in the week and shit like that, okay? Has that ever happened on my streams?
Yes.
Yes, I have said shit like that, okay? I'm here to be honest with you guys, all right? I'm fessing up to everything. And there's been times where, and this, I'm not talking about this week, I'm talking about in the past. And the reason that stuff like that happened is because I went through a really bad financial time. I was going through a bankruptcy. I couldn't pay for anything. This was over 4 years ago. And there were literally weeks where, like, if I didn't raise a certain amount via tips that week, I actually would not have been able to pay a certain bill or actually do things like that, get the groceries or whatever. So, should I say that kind of shit on my streams? No. Of course I can't. But, human, and I was desperate, and I needed to say and do things in order to raise the money I needed to get by. And the good news is I'm not in that position anymore. And in the last 4.5 years, I've stopped doing those kind of streams. You're not going to see me say, hey, we're doing $1,000 goal today, and if we hit it, some crazy thing's going to happen, but I really need this money. I don't do that anymore. I canceled all those events that I used to do. I don't even do, like, goal-based streams anymore. Like, we're going to raise a certain amount of members, and then I'll do a marathon. I'll just do the marathon to have fun with my viewers. I don't have anything based on that stuff anymore. But the problem is with my detractors, they're living in the past. To them, everything is black and white. So the fact that I did stuff like that in the past, but I changed for the better, doesn't matter. I did it. I'm guilty of it forever. So to them, I'm still that guy sitting here every day saying, oh, please give me some donations so I can buy groceries. That's the issue I think they have with me, but it's not valid anymore. That's not the modern DSP. But that, then again, wouldn't fuel their content.
I think Josh has said something to the effect of, honestly, they're just jealous that you're able to make money online. Is that a fair assessment of what you said, Josh? And do you want to kind of respond to what Phil was saying there as well?
No. Oh, he's gonna.
Yeah. I'll ask that first, because you brought it up.
All right.
I have made the point that I think I think that, to be clear, there's a stratification in terms of people who don't like you. There are people who just kind of like observe and who have good humor about it. But then there are people who I believe are like genuinely low intelligence, like mentally stunted people, and they are genuinely jealous in a way. that you make
That's
enough
me.
money off of playing video games that they wish they could do, and I think
I'm not
that
jealous
that
of the
stirs
money,
on a
I'm
lot of
jealous of
resentment
the
from
muscles.
the absolute worst of your hate fandom. Would you agree with that there are people like that?
Thing is, I don't know these people, right? But I mean, you just have to observe.
know them.
You observe patterns of behavior. I mean, this guy
You don't
Duty,
know them?
in the last 3 days has made like over 20 videos
Oh, you guys
about
went to high school.
that he monetized, and it's like 20 videos
I never
about one
played Street
person
Fighter
in
with
3
them.
days. Something
for
is
the
going
one I
on there.
did.
That's not normal behavior.
Yep.
That's a motivated behavior. Something is going on in
Motivated.
that man's mind. Either he genuinely hates me, or there's something else happening there that you would make that much negative content about someone in a short period of time. I don't know if these people really have issues in their minds, if they just have a grudge. Who knows? Maybe they just saw the dollar signs behind it and, oh, wow, I can literally beat up on this guy so much, and now we're making so much money on it. But what's happening now slowly is the camera's turning back towards these people, and they're like, oops.
He loves this camera
Our
turning
skeletons
back
are rolling
line.
out of the closet,
Like he
and
pictures it.
and things are changing for
He
the better.
pictured
But
it
no,
on
I
May
agree with
1st.
you, dude. Normal
The
people
camera
don't
spinning
act
around.
like one of these detractors. They don't sit there and make the entire existence of their being to hate on someone, to interject into someone's life. Not like, oh, they made fun of me because I did something stupid on stream today. No, it's like, my wife is ugly and fat. He's doing this shit behind the
is.
scenes. It's all
You
personal
are.
stuff.
Well, it goes
that's
beyond even just making fun of you, right? Like, where it really starts to get bothersome from people is, for instance, we have the bank leaks where they're hacking your bank account. And we have like the situation with the Comcast guy and stuff like this. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead. Do you want to redirect to something else?
Yeah, I wanted to ask because I saw, when people heard that I was going to be talking to you, I got a lot of people who were either angry, some people were mildly amused, but then a lot of people were trying to like give me information. And one thing I want your opinion on this, like how you feel about this. Twitch had published in 2020 a infograph showing
this.
the loyalist fans of any streamer, and you were number
you're
one.
really good at scamming
per, I think
retards.
per subscriber or per tipper, you got like $36, and like the average on Twitch is like $4 or $5. And I'm wondering how you feel about that. Like, is having such
feel great.
a high return per subscriber something that, like, just how do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I heard that report, but I didn't hear it from Twitch. So another YouTuber, I guess, had like done a react to it or something. And of course, you got to question the validity of the data, because I don't know what data they're going off of. Is it just super chats? Is it the paid
Question the
subscriptions?
validity.
Is it obviously that doesn't
Validity
factor in
of
other
everything
things outside
about
of
me.
Twitch, like tips and stuff
Everything
like
somebody
that.
says about me. I don't know if
And
it's
also, what
valid.
year was that? You said it was a
That's what he
2020
means.
data, or was the report in 2020 and reporting on a previous year?
I don't know what
It was,
fucking
it was
year.
either I think it was 2020 or 2021. I think it was data
He
for
wants
that
to
year.
hear the whole fucking study
Because
now.
likely the reason that report was so overinflated is because I was going through my bankruptcy.
They see it. Who
And that
published
was the
this
year when a
paper?
lot of people knew that, and they came out and were actually like overly supportive. I got a lot of extra support that year because of that.
because they knew that.
I'm not saying that the report was inaccurate in any way, shape, or form.
Not because you were
but
begging.
I think here's the weird thing. You're right. I'm not a giant guy. I don't get 2,000
Not yet.
viewers on a stream.
You didn't
I
start the
barely get
workout arc
1,000
yet.
views on a video that I upload to my channel. Yet I'm still able to make a living doing what I'm doing, and I do pretty good for myself. Well, how is that possible? Because
Begging.
I've been in the game for 16 years. Because I have notoriety for various different reasons. Some good, some very bad. But my fan base has been along for this ride with me. They've seen the ups and
Fuck.
downs. They like me as a person as well as a content creator. They
They don't want me to
succeed.
lose my house.
When they see that everyone is against me, but I still persevere, they see it as an inspiration
fucking anime
to them.
speech again.
And they've told me, I get stories all the time from my viewers. You inspire me because you don't give up with all the hate and the shit that people throw at you. You're still doing it every day. I would have quit
You're
years
like
ago.
Naruto,
I'm not
dude.
going to quit. I'm going to keep going. I'm the kind of guy that's motivated by adversity.
He's gonna be
So,
Hokage.
that's why these people like me for who I am. They're going to support me no matter what. It doesn't matter if I'm streaming on Twitch, which I'm not anymore. Now I'm on YouTube. It doesn't matter if I move to Kick or whatever. I have a core group of very supportive people who want to see me succeed no matter where I go and no
Kick.
matter what these detractors say about me.
And would you say that makes you grateful? Are you like? how do you-
Absolutely. I am the luckiest dude on this fucking planet, in my opinion. Like, dude, I started on YouTube at a time when I was incredibly
dude.
lucky to ever get seen. I blew up at the right time. I stayed pertinent for bad reasons instead of good. And now here I am in 2024, and I'm finally, for the first time in 10 years, getting a turnaround. I am the luckiest fucking dude. I am so grateful to my core audience who kept me going for that crazy long time when it was just hate
That's why I'm gonna
against
buy
me.
a bunch of
I
bullshit.
owe everything to them. My whole setup, half this
Wait
stuff
till I get
work
new
with
monitors
people
in a year.
to design, or they
love
donated it to
that.
me. You know, all this shit is all help from my audience. I am the product of a community of people working together to make something awesome for each other, as opposed to just I'm just a guy out here to put out content to print
that's
money.
so
That's
weird.
never
What a
what it's been
weirdo.
about. I've even said if I were to become like overnight wealthy, what if I won the lotto? I would still stream. I wouldn't stream as much as I do,
Yeah,
but I would
we've
still
heard
stream
this.
because I love it. I love my community. I'm doing it for the love of it, as well as making a living. It's not just a job for me.
Awesome.
And I
Was,
make it
was that
awesome.
computer that you got? Was that a viewer gift? The weird
lemon?
triangle computer? Yeah.
Yes. Weird triangle computer.
Yeah, it's
actually-
like
it looks like an ice cube or a mini fridge or something.
I said it looks like a prop from a video game that you like pull out of the ground, like a sci-fi thing.
It does. It's crazy. Yeah, but no, that's again 100% donated. That was before I started doing much
Like
better for
Andy's doing
myself
a
this
fake
month, by the
laugh.
way. That was before I appeared here on Kino Casino and everything. And again, now I'm a PC gamer. And that's because of the people who like me and want to see me succeed. It's amazing, you know?
Yeah. I watched that video of you setting that up, and I don't know. It was pretty difficult for me because you were so frustrated, and I felt like
Oh yeah.
you were
Oh,
you were
yeah.
kind of angry that people like gave you the computer and said like, hey, set this up. You know what I mean?
No, I, you know, when I get in a way, if I get very, very frustrated over something, usually that comes out when I play Street Fighter. If I'm playing Street Fighter and there's lag and so I lose to a fucking guy who I know I should have beaten, I get so frustrated. But in that case, here's the thing: we've been trying to do this for
I know
years
there's
to
like
get me
some
to
weird
get
leap
PC,
of
get
faith
set up,
somewhere.
and of course,
I don't
out
know
of the
where.
box, there's issues. Jesus, of course I can't just set this thing up normally and have a nice stream for my viewers. It's got to be the most frustrating fucking thing. But I get, you know, just like everyone, I get too emotional, I get heated, and I say dumb shit. The next day, which you probably don't know, Josh, I publicly apologized for it on my podcast.
seen
First
it
thing
come
next
up.
day, I actually felt really bad about it after having calmed down overnight. And everyone forgave me for it because they're like, that's Phil when he's heated. We see him doing that when he's frustrated
an
with Street
asshole.
Fighter. We understand it carried over to that night, you know. But you're right. I like being called out when I do things
Oh.
like that because when
Yeah.
I realize
Then I
after
get
the
to
fact,
ban
oh shit, I
people.
fucked up, that's going to make me a better person. That's the kind of stuff I don't mind being
That's a bad
criticized on.
cope, bro.
But when you got detractor channels that are just complete libelous bullshit every day, stuff that's not even close to being true, that's where it's like really frustrating because I can't stop.
Let me
it.
interrupt
I
you because this
can
was
change
requested
myself.
of me. There is something called defamation. If you hurt somebody's reputation, it's called defamation. If it's written, it's libel. If it's spoken,
Right.
it's slander. But both libel and slander are both forms of defamation.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Someone begged me to correct you on this because it bothered
Was
them
it
so much.
Ricada?
Oh, that's because I'm saying libel because I actually reacted to a video yesterday on my React show where Cardi B sued that YouTuber who was a commentary YouTuber and just kept talking shit about her for years and years, and Cardi B sued her for libel in court and won a $4 million ruling. So I think technically, if anything were ever to go to court, it would be for libel, but I don't know. I'm not
It would be for defamation unless it's written. If someone writes a tweet about you that says something,
Oh, this is
but if it's
If only
spoken,
we
it's
had
slander.
Lord Baldo here to.
Do we give a fuck?
But
So, guys, do you mind if I ask Josh a few questions
Go
about
ahead,
Kiwi
go
Farm?
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Balls here. Thank
Here
you for
we
the
go.
20 subs and Tetrabacks for 10 subs.
Why
Big
do you
support,
let
thank
people
you.
Support,
say
let's
stuff
get some subs
about me on
for
there?
Josh
And
and
great
Talk
Cardi
about my
B.
stolen
So,
Toyota
enjoy
tire.
this, everyone. All right, go ahead, Phil.
Okay, so Josh,
Talk about my
to preface
prostitute
this, I want you to
sister-in-law
understand
who we
something.
disowned.
I know absolutely nothing about you. Okay, I really don't. I don't
What the
go
fuck does that
outside of my
matter?
own realm of existence,
You
my
know about
streams
his
and my
fucking
content, to
website.
find out about people who are involved in the drama sphere around me. I try to stay out of it. I really, really do. And obviously, we know you're the owner and operator of Kiwi Farms.
How do we
I
know
know from personal experience and people sending me over there saying, oh, do you know this is on there about you? This is on there about your family. This is on there. That's how I know of your website. What I like to do is have a civil
I only know 'cause
conversation with
people
you now
tell
a little
me.
bit about where did Kiwi Farms come from? Like, what was your original idea for the site? Why did you set it up? And how did that all start? Because obviously, I would think that today, a lot of the stuff that's on there is not what your original intention was, unless I'm mistaken. So I'd like to hear it straight from the source. Why did you set up Kiwi Farms originally? What was the idea?
Well, you're completely free to ask me any question that you'd like. As far as where the forum comes from, it was originally specifically dedicated to Christian Weston Chandler, and in 2014 we branched out to this broad category of people that you would know as lolcows. And I think even now it's even broader. It's basically anyone online who's kind of like a celebrity, communities online. As long as people want to talk about them, there's a space for it on the forum.
So you're saying that when it was, by the way, what year did you start the website originally?
What the fuck does that matter?
It was not started by me. It was originally a companion forum to a website called the Quickie, which was a wiki based off Encyclopedia Dramatica, specifically for Christian. The forum was a companion discussion forum for it. And in 2013, I took over as administrator, and I've been administrator ever since.
Very good.
And you do own and operate the site. You own it. You have control of it.
I am the top dog.
Okay, very good. So when you branched off and made it its own thing, the idea was to have a place for free and open conversation about Christian particularly, but then you saw that there was actually a desire to have another place for other discussion of other people, and that's how it kind of extrapolated and expanded into what it is today?
Correct.
Okay.
What the fuck does that
so
matter?
I'm curious, because I think we've all heard stories, or we've even been affected. The guys from Kino Casino here, I'm sure, can also chime in. We all have been affected by things that have been put on that website. We've been doxxed. We've had information leaked.
Let's get some
stuff
orbs.
on there. And I guess to start the real
I
conversation
worked way too hard on that.
At what point did you see that perhaps people were not doing things in the best judgment? Now, I know there's two different discussions. There's a legal realm and there's a morality realm, right? There's the letter of the law and the spirit of the law and all of that, and we could talk about that all day. But the stuff that's been put on your website has been very harmful to many different people. I think we can agree there.
Yeah.
From what I'm to understand, you are against that, correct? You don't want people putting harmful information on that site?
That's a very broad question, and I'm not answering this in a legal sense. I'm trying to be very specific about what I'm saying. If, in general, if harm comes from information, for instance, there was somebody who had a thread, who worked at a Walmart, and who posted pictures of themselves online, I'll just say behaving inappropriately at their job at Walmart. These pictures made it onto the forum, and he was literally walked into the boss's office in Walmart, and they showed him his Kiwi Farms thread and these pictures he had posted online, and he was fired. So that is ostensibly harm that arose because of information on the forum, but can you really say, well, that shouldn't have happened? Or even that's a consequence of the Kiwi Farms, or is that a consequence of his own actions? If harm comes from information, almost always it was inevitable, regardless of if it was on the forum or if it was on Twitter or whatever website. Now, that's one thing, and I am perfectly okay with that. If harm comes about as a result of as a natural consequence of something that has already happened, not caused or instigated by users on the forum, there are no quandaries about that in regards to the law or to morality. Now, as far as people on the forum instigating harm, causing harm, I don't like that.
Okay. So, here's a question. How do you determine on your forums what's being posted up is too far
ready for that.
or is acceptable? Do you have like a moderation team who actually takes care of that? Do you ever review cases? Is there a rule set that everyone has to abide by? Because I'll be honest, I've checked out my section of your forums, and I see threads like, Phil's playing WWE Champions again. Who gives a shit? I'd let him post to the fucking end of the world about that.
Phil does
but then
that.
I'll see a
Nobody
thread like,
cares.
oh, here's actual information about
not
like
gonna
a
stop
distinct
playing
family
Champions
member of
either,
Phil's
boys.
who has absolutely no association with him whatsoever. And here's the doc.
Crazy Mama's
like,
entered
what?
the chat.
Like, what would that be there for? What the hell does that have to do with anything? So, is there an
Kool-Aid
actual
girl.
criteria and a moderation methodology you have? Like, how do you make sure that what's on your site is acceptable or not?
Generally speaking, any public information can be posted. One thing that we would not permit is somebody to post public information and then even imply, like, I hope he gets what he deserves. I hope it would be funny. It would be so funny if pizza showed up to his house. Like anything that sort of implies or directly instigates any kind
Not a
of
threat. You know what I mean.
action is not acceptable. But as far as like, Facebook accounts and stuff, as long as it's relevant to the topic, there is very little that will be done. Almost always. The actions that are taken are almost the exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm. And who would take the action? Do you have mods in place for each forum that are specific to the forum?
No.
Is there a general rule
There's
set
3
that you
tiers.
No,
follow?
it's FBI, Phil.
There's board level moderators, and that's what I prefer now. If I make global moderators, I realize that they burn out much quicker. So usually I give a mod 1 or 2 areas of the site that's like their home, and they're very active there. There's a couple global mods who I trust very well, who have been around for, in one case, since before I ran the forum. And then there's me. And I am a very active user on the forum, and I'm very active in moderation day to day.
And are your moderators kind of able to just judge for themselves what goes and what doesn't? Because I've heard not rumors, but I've heard stories that like
They
the
gotta look at the
moderators in
handbook.
my forum weren't doing a good job, and you shit canned a bunch of them because they
Well, you
literally
know
were
a lot
not doing
about
their
this,
job
though.
per your standard, and that's why a lot of the information that was there that was, I guess, deemed harmful was allowed for a while. Is that true?
So you're referencing something, I don't remember how long ago this was. It was either a couple months ago or last year. I went into the board and I was upset about something, and if I can remember, I'll tell you what it was. But I was doing, this happens every couple of years. I'm not, like, your board is one of the least frequent boards I go to. And generally what happens is I walk in and I have a reason to, something's happened and it requires my attention. And I just start yelling at people, and this is one of the most difficult areas to deal with because people get very defensive and it becomes a big deal. And in this case, it was a pretty large ordeal. Like 20 people quit the site. I demodded one of the mods because he actually ran one of your detractor channels, and and it was monetized. And I thought, that's a conflict of interest. I don't want you to have a monetized channel and also be a moderator. That's never been a thing that we've had before on the site, and I didn't even know about it. And then the other mod for the board walked out. Because he was upset, and they tried to form their own splinter site to the Kiwi farms, and it hasn't really had any traction to it.
Luckily,
so I wish I could remember what it was. Someone tagged you after the cat stream, so that somebody says, I forget. Something happened. There was a stream with cat on it, and it caused a problem, and I remember that I made fun of people, and that snowballed into a bunch of people leaving.
My mom, wife, cat. Yeah.
I genuinely, it's one of the areas of the site I don't have good repertoire with my own users in. They don't like me there. They make it very well known, and it's difficult to get anything done
You
with
sweep
them.
For
But right now it's
Piggy,
it's a guy. It's sorry,
I've
just
seen
to
it.
close this out. There's one guy.
you accuse everybody of being.
Sorry, no,
greedy.
I feel bad. I don't remember his name right now off the top of my head. But he's from another area of the site, and I trust him. And he's doing a pretty good job as a moderator. And he's only
Cool
a moderator.
guy. I
of that
trust
board.
him. I don't remember his name.
Okay. So following up on what you just said, so you have a
Got
section
named,
of the
like,
site. There's a moderator
Prolapse
that's a
Dana or
known
some
detractor
shit.
of mine. You agree that section of the site isn't up to your standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you keep that section of the site open? Why is it not
Good
well? If
point,
it's not up
Phil.
to standards of the site, things are going bad. Look, it's actually bad intentions. The guy who's in charge is actually a hater of Phil. He's making money on this.
Everybody
Why
there's a
would you not
hater,
just
you
say,
dumb fuck.
All right, enough. You guys didn't behave. You had fun, but this is why we can't have good things, right? And you take it away from them, so that way they have to move on. Why leave that section of the site open when you know that there's malicious intent? And this is not me accusing you of anything. I just want an honest answer. I'm curious.
I
of your
got you. I
methodology.
got you. Don't worry. I would like to answer that question with a question. In your mind, let's just say that I went to the admin panel right now, because I could do this, and I deleted the darksydephil board.
Sorry.
Oh, you're roboting a little
You're
bit.
breaking up a bit, Josh. Just
Sorry to interrupt.
Am I
why don't
breaking
you
up?
start that statement again.
Am I breaking
Yeah,
up?
You're
it's
good
like-
now, I think. You're good now. You're good
Okay,
now.
if I break
Let's
up,
hear it,
just
let's
let me know. Okay, answer a question with a question, the least interesting thing. But in your mind,
Yeah.
if I went to the admin panel right now and I deleted the darksydephil board, which I'm completely able to do, what do you think happens? Can you give me
His life gets way
T
better,
plus 10 seconds, 60 seconds, 1 day? Like, what happens? There's hundreds of users on that section of the site. So what happens in your mind? How do you imagine that
He can
playing out?
protect his family better.
Well, first off, I just want to let you know that's not what I'm asking for. I don't want you to
Okay.
think
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
want you to do today, okay? That's
Well,
not
you
my
asked me
intention at all.
if you asked me why didn't I? Yeah, just I would like to know what you think
Well,
happens.
Yeah,
as a
what a
result.
dick. You
Well,
asked them
first
that.
of all, I was on there the other day.
First
and
of
I'll
all,
admit to you,
that's
I
not what
checked
I'm
it out because I
asking.
knew we were going to have this conversation. I
don't
wanted to
want
see
you
what
to
kind of
think
stuff was
that.
on there. At this point, I really don't see too much harmful stuff on there. It's just a bunch of people doing their usual bullshit. You know what I mean? They're talking about WWE champions. They're talking about
They're
they don't
saying
like
a
my
bunch of
streams.
stuff
They don't like I
that's
make
true
money.
about
Kino Casino is gaslighting him because they're glazing him, but they're going
That
to
one
turn on
hurts.
him. And
That
it's
one
the
hurts.
bullshit. It's
Any
I don't
minute
really-
now.
I know. Oh no,
Any
guys!
day.
Any minute. My worst
minute.
enemies are coming on
Any
stream. Oh wait a minute, Keemstar's on my podcast on Wednesday.
It's a
So
Gundam's
like,
in
what
a
are you
show.
talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
the stuff they say is ridiculous. Anyway, I think if you were to shut it down
yeah.
right now, what would happen is those people would
This
be
is all
angry.
part of the
They would
plan,
scramble,
guys. The snake
and then
eating.
eventually, what they would try to do is find another
Oh,
way
you
to go
fucking
discuss
asshole.
me in that same manner. It would take them a while to try to probably organize and find stuff. They'd probably scramble to Discords and they'd go other places, but the thing
Scramble.
that I kind of want to talk about
They'd
here
be a
is
mess.
what's happened with Kiwi Farms particularly. I don't know if it's other people, but with me at least. When people really want to hurt me, Kiwi Farms is where they go to post anything that they feel will be the most hurtful to me.
Sorry, we dropped for 1 second.
man.
We're back
Oh,
up.
crap.
Yeah, sorry. It just died for like 5 seconds.
He
For a
loves to come out with
millisecond.
the pussy man.
We're back. We're back.
All
Hey,
right, go
everyone.
ahead, Phil. Finish your answer, and then we'll.
Wait, hang on. Everyone, please write to refresh or whatever.
Oh man.
Everyone write refresh. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened.
Okay.
All right.
What I was saying was, I think that if Josh were to close down my part of the forums on Kiwi Farms right now, those people who were there would scramble and try to find another place where they could do exactly the same thing, whether it's a Discord server or eventually they find another site to do it. Undoubtedly, they're going to keep trying to do what they're doing, right? So
Right.
closing
There is no
that part of the
escape
forum, I don't think would
the
solve
little
any kind of
cow.
an immediate thing. But for me, when I see people really want to harm me, right? They want to drop something that they know is like personal information no one would have. They're committing a crime in order to hurt me or my business or my family. Kiwi Farms is where they go to post it because they see that as the ultimate safe space. No one's going to ever go after them. No one's going to reveal their information because they posted it. Like if they posted on YouTube, something might happen. If they posted on Twitter, something might happen. But if they posted on Kiwi Farms, we know that this is the ultimate neutral place and we're safe. And that's my concern, is that has happened to me time
What does
and
safe
time
mean?
again in the last 5-6 years. Whenever someone does something heinous,
Right.
we're not even
It's
talking
not
the
against
realm of legality. We're talking the realm of
YouTube
bad
TOS
morality,
there?
right? Just
Right.
disingenuous shit. You're
Right.
leaking information no one should
Well,
have.
let me
and
address
you're
both
putting it on
parts
your
of
Let
this.
site.
Josh
There's
address that.
there's 2 parts
Okay.
to it. The first is you're absolutely correct, and I'm very happy that we could meet. Our minds could meet on this point. The number one reason why I have never even thought, well, I have thought about it, but I've never gotten close to deleting the board, is that as you mentioned,
You thought about it though.
there are people of, as you said, bad morality who I keep out of the forum. And also, as you mentioned, the Kiwi Farms is the go-to place to talk about Phil and post things about Phil. So if I deleted the board, and I'm not saying this about any particular mod, so hopefully the 2 X mods listening don't get too pissy, but
They will.
if they started their own site
Yeah.
and they were left to their own devices, it would be different, and there would be different rules, especially considering that it's just the darksydephil forum. There are a lot of people who hate me and who look
Well,
for
hit 'em with
reasons
the
to try
blood
and take
mist.
down the site, and they look at every place on the forum. So everything has to be in order. There can be nothing that is illegal. There can be nothing that instigates harassment, etc. But if it's just the darksydephil forum, and it's just about darksydephil, they can get away with a lot more because there's no accountability there. That's just you and what you can muster, and what you can muster by yourself is a lot less than what everybody can muster. So in part, yes, not only would they go to a different place, and in Discord's like the worst of the worst. You can do anything you want in Discord. You have people sharing child pornography on Discord. So Discord has no rules as long as you don't get caught. And the same kind of applies to public forums, especially if they're invite only. So one of the big reasons why I've never deleted the board is because I know that immediately people would seize that, they would capitalize on it, and they would make a place that
Can't you do whatever you want anywhere
would just
as long as
become
you don't get caught?
the Kiwi Farms DSP forum, and it would be worse. And I don't want to try and sound like I'm saying I'm doing you a favor, but I am a moderating influence, and I set a baseline that has to be followed. And I think that in a roundabout way, I probably do a favor. As far as people going to the forum to post stuff, of course, because it's the largest place with the most visibility and it doesn't come down. But there would be another board specifically for DSP that is worse, that would offer the same kind of safe space, as you said.
Josh has a service.
What do you think about that, Phil? Do you think it would be worse for you, as Josh is saying, if he was to delete the board because he is a moderating influence?
Well, let me put it this way. I feel the real problem right now is that Kiwi Farms has too much notoriety. All right? Kiwi Farms is known as the place on the internet that you can go and lolcows are being harassed and you're going to get all kinds of dirt on everyone if you go to Kiwi Farms. That's how people see the site. Josh, I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah, that's
but
the
that's
purpose
actually the public mentality towards your website. That's the dirt site. You know what I mean? If Kiwi Farms...
I'll help you out a little bit on this, Phil.
I can kill
Josh, you've said that sometimes the forum has gotten too big to the point where it's an eye of Sauron, and sometimes it destroys lolcows and destroys content. Soon. Do you feel that way about Phil?
No. Phil's broader is not just the forum. When I say that, I mean like, for instance, with Bossman.
He's a lolcow everywhere.
Bossman Jack had less than 100 viewers when I started talking about him, and he got a thread on the forum. And now he's got multiple hundreds, thousands of people who watch him. And it necessarily, you know, kind of like with, not to sound too nerdy, but like microparticles. It's like you observe a microparticle and it changes because you observe it. Same thing with Bossman. You put this attention on them, and of course it changes. And this happens with everybody. The small fries, if they get a thread and it's a small little thread, but if attention gets brought onto it, it changes who they are necessarily just because they have that much attention.
Good answer. Back to you, Phil. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, so the point I'm making is, because Kiwi Farms is so notable, everyone knows about Kiwi Farms. If you want to hate on someone, go to Kiwi Farms and get all the dirt on them, right? If you were to shut down a thread about me right now, those people absolutely would scramble and go somewhere else. That other site they go to would never have the level of notoriety of Kiwi Farms. Sure, the worst of the worst would still find it, but you wouldn't have the common person searching to hate on someone going to that site. Do you know what I'm saying? It might take them a while, and maybe eventually they would. Okay, well, let me finish my statement. I definitely want to hear what you have to counter.
You wouldn't, then maybe after a while you would. Gotcha.
And maybe that new detractor forum would grow to the notoriety size of Kiwi Farms. Very well, it could, but it would still take time. You understand? That would actually be a time where, like, people on your forum, because this isn't just about me. This is about everyone who has a thread on your forum who's had the same level of harassment as me. They would have a breath of fresh air. My God, you're telling me that for a few months, a year maybe. I can have a break from this where I know people won't have a central place to just post up all kinds of heinous shit about me. Yeah, I might come back, and then you deal with that devil when it attacks you, right?
But
just have a breath of fresh air. Wow.
Imagine being somebody just says
heinous. No one's going to be posting up personal
life.
Shit about me and my family and other shit on a site that everyone knows about. That would be
people
a
are daily
at least
saying
for someone like me,
shit
okay?
about me.
I get what you're saying. It wouldn't end it, but at least it would be a temporary reprieve.
Yeah, and I think that sentiment would apply better to everyone except you specifically, because I'll do my T+0. Okay, T+60 minutes. Kiwi Farms is down. Message goes up. Sorry, I feel really bad about what I've done. It's gone. There would be darksydephil.exposed up immediately. And then they would start networking, would be on Twitter, and then someone types in darksydephil in Google. The Kiwi Farms has limiters in its reach. Google, there are people in Google who I know who hate me, and they have made it so that finding information on the forum through Google is actually difficult.
I can confirm that because I've tried to search for things about myself. It does not show up at Google at all anymore. It's gone.
It's gone. But DSP or darksydephil.exposed, well, your name's right in the URL. You type in that, and it's a big forum. It has enough threads. People are linking to it from external sites like Twitter or X and all the detractor channels. And then, of course, it would be ran by somebody who might have their own detractor channel, and they would say, well, they would network with all the other detractors, and they would get little fancy badges that says official YouTuber or whatever.
I never thought about that.
That site would not only be would have fewer checks and balances, and would have less accountability. It would also have greater reach in search engines, and it would also have better network. Because, like I said, the detractors don't like me. A lot of the channels don't like me. They would like this guy. they would like to network with him and get fancy badges and stuff on the site and promote it. So yeah, with you specifically, you don't get a break. Sorry.
So you're saying you think that other people on the site would get a break, that they don't have as bad of a detractor community as I do, and they.
I mean, almost everyone except you would get a good deal from the site going down, at least for a while.
Wow, that's interesting. Because I don't really look at the other people on the site, but that's an interesting perspective.
What is it, Josh, about
He's only
Phil
interested
and
in
about
himself.
detractors that make them so much different than
Maybe if you watch some other locales,
because
they did later on.
We've just been interacting with Phil a little
He
bit.
likes to watch
did a
LPG
game
and Wing
stream
now.
with him, did an interview, did some React stuff, and the reaction is you need to fucking die for talking to Phil.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What is it? Josh, what is it that makes it like this?
I don't know. And I feel like, they try to justify it. And for instance, this is one thing that was brought up to me, and I'd like to hear your perspective. Do you know a guy named Derek?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a
Let's get to this.
he's like a supporter, moderator, and
We know
thumbnail
Derek.
maker for your stream, right?
Wrong on all 3 counts. He's not a supporter, he's not a moderator, and he's never made a thumbnail for me whatsoever. All wrong, all detractor bullshit. He's just a viewer.
Okay.
And he made a tier maker.
Okay,
That
tier
was-
maker.
The champ
Now,
is
Scott, do you
here.
have
There's a tier
receipts
maker.
on that, or is this
The
what you
champ
heard, or is this what's in the
is
thread?
here.
Sock golf champion.
Well, his response is there's definitely a relationship.
Won the
or,
PDF
when I say
tour.
relationship, I mean there's definitely a connection. But
Past
his
3
response
years
is actually
running.
it falls through a crack. I don't know how to respond to that because the guy is definitely like a fucking weirdo, and he definitely has
not the
playlists of
champ.
little
The
girls and
champ.
stuff on his YouTube. That's archived independently of the forum. But I think
of that,
I
Bill?
think I remember seeing
he's a nice
his
guy.
badge in chat though, that he had a supporter, like a mod sword or something next to his message.
No, that you're seeing someone gifted him a membership. That's what you're seeing. It's just a gifted membership. Anyone can get that on YouTube. That's just, he has no power whatsoever on my streams whatsoever.
But he's allowed in your streams, though.
Yes, he is.
But
Why?
he has playlists of little kids on his YouTube channel.
I don't know nothing about that.
Shall we publicly address this formally? This is good. We can
Let's
finally
address
do
this,
this.
Let's talk
for
about this,
real.
yeah.
Sure.
Why is
This
he
is good.
allowed to be a member of your community when he's such
He
a
couldn't
freak?
address this before.
That's the
on
one
his
thing
own.
that's really fucked.
Here's my philosophy. You guys can completely disagree as streamers yourselves, and everyone out there watching, you may also disagree as well. All right, but allow me
Oh,
to
they
lay
will.
down my methodology here.
Sure.
Okay, I'm a content creator. Every day I put on a stream. I'm trying to entertain an audience. I'm trying to make a living. I got a chat. People come in. People come out. I see people from all walks of life. People from here, there, and everywhere who attend my streams. And I don't
Some of them have little girl playlists.
basically don't judge anyone for anything but what's going on in my stream. Okay, if I see someone in this stream doing something disgusting, having awful things said, or they're breaking the rules, they're out of it. I
Wish
have
me
rules
luck,
laid out.
boys.
Actually, my stream I think is a little bit more lax than others because I used to be known as like the moderator heavy guy, and now I almost don't have any
Alright,
moderators
so I'm not
anymore.
going down there.
I kind of handle it all myself. But anyway, my philosophy is what goes on in my stream is the extent
Fuck it.
of my responsibility as a streamer to take care of.
Guys,
now,
I'm not gonna spy on
anyone out
people.
there who makes content. Do you personally know every single person who's on your stream? Do you know what their life is like behind the scenes? Do you know what kind of stuff that they're into? What, their kinks, their bullshit, what they post on their social media?
It's
of
just
course
a
not.
kink.
How on holy hell would any of us
little girl
ever know
kink.
what all of our viewers are doing? Nor is it in our realm of responsibility to have to actually look into that. You understand? These
Snake!
people are just here to watch
The
me.
kink
That's
snake!
all I care about.
May I just okay, so I understand what you're saying. You don't know everyone's backstory. You can't control everyone. Makes sense. But we have verifiable evidence
I
that
got King
Derek
Snake.
is a pedophile. He has playlists of kids, and it's really weird fucking shit. And this is the one thing Ashton and I are like, what the fuck is...
What the
You know,
fuck is
I
this
get what you're
shit?
saying.
And
I get what
Josh
you're
looked
saying.
into it yesterday. Let Josh. Josh, what do you think
Yeah.
about what Phil just
Well,
said?
Yeah.
It's not just this. Knowing about it, when you find out, you have to do something about that. And from what I understand, the
No.
big point of contention is
You
not
just
just
ignore
that
it,
he's
Josh.
there. It's that other people, who are in your community, who are in your chats, have pointed out that this guy is who he is, and he seems to be getting a layer of protection that people are able to observe. He seems to get away, according to the people that watch, he gets away with a lot more than other people would. Just in it's suspicious to them. I don't know. I've not seen this, but that's what they say.
So you don't even know what they're saying.
Oh,
you
so
just
you
think
didn't see
that
it
somehow he's
personally.
getting some kind of protections in my stream. Is
love
what you're
that.
saying.
Yeah, either from people in the chat calling it out, or just in regards to his behavior. Like, apparently he spams a lot, and he gets a pass with that, and people suspect that there is some kind of association there where he gets a pass. Like, for instance, with the thumbnails, because they say that he has like a monthly vacation, and during that vacation, the style of your thumbnails changes, and that is how they come to the conclusion that the thumbnails are being made by him, because they don't get made by him when he's
Totally
gone.
wrong. He's literally never made anything like that for me whatsoever. He's, like I said, the only thing he's ever made is 2 tier makers, I believe, over the last year.
So he
That's
has
it.
made stuff though.
He
for you.
2 tier makers, and one that I used on a stream and one I did not.
But
Yeah.
brother Phil, like, you can't have a pedophile
Those are
making
just tier
stuff for
makers,
you
not
and part of your
thumbnails.
community in a broad sense, right?
But I
Like,
thought pedophiles could make
you
tier
should
makers.
probably just ban the fucking guy and send him packing, and I think he'd get a lot less
Okay.
shit if you did.
Here's the thing. You're right.
Here's why.
You're absolutely
I don't wanna ban
right.
the
You guys are correct. If I were right now to say enough is enough, too many people have issue with this guy, ban him, okay? That would solve that problem. However, the big picture that no one's
Let's
looking
solve
at.
that
That's a big
problem,
fucking
then.
problem.
Okay, but listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't understand the Pandora's box that you open. once
Phil,
you
that's a
do-
very obvious, like, slippery slope fallacy. It's like you can get rid of the guy that has the little girl
That
playlist on
is a
YouTube without
fallacy,
opening
yeah.
Pandora's box. That's
Yeah.
not really
No,
direct.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh,
you
you gotta
can't.
listen.
Oh, no, no.
Because again, you know how bad my detractors are, correct? You know
Right,
how
sure.
crazy they are. The only reason that we even know anything about this person is because my detractors went to all of
we
his
shouldn't even
personal
know that.
socials and dug into them deep.
But he's
But
a
they got
pedophile.
him. They got
dug
him,
into
though.
him deep.
He-
Okay, now hold on. I
he's a
know.
pedophile,
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing what you guys are saying, but please let me finish what
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay.
For sure.
All right. If the only reason that I
monkey.
know that this guy did something bad is because people went off of the realm of my streams and my content to find it, I'm sorry, but that's not my responsibility to be dealing with. Do you understand? Because here's the thing.
Why
Now,
ain't
please
it?
listen. If I ban Derek right now, I call him Derek because that's what I thought his name was. I guess it actually is Darish or whatever. But if I ban Derek right now, here's what will happen. Because here's what Josh just said about Kiwi Farms. If he deletes my thread on Kiwi Farms right now, the detractors go somewhere else to do something worse, correct? If I ban Derek right now, the detractors won because they say, look what we did. We researched a guy who no one
That's
would have
what it
known
comes
he had
down
anything
to.
wrong with him by just watching Phil's streams. For the record, Derek has
dreaded-
never
the
once
dreaded
talked about any of this
detractor L.
malicious activity on my stream.
Worst case
He knows
scenario
better than
for
that.
Bubble
He doesn't
Phil.
bring that shit. That's his personal life or whatever, right? So he does not do that on my streams. If I ban him, guess what happens? The detractors say, we got the response we wanted.
His
Or-
friends
If I may,
Pedophile,
I have a
We're on to the
very personal, like, because there's a very comparable story to this. The forum is having a kind of beef with this Ricada guy that you know about, and he dug through some information and he found out that one of the
Baldo.
users is a convicted child pornographer from the District of Columbia. And when this was brought to my attention, I banned him. And sure, them finding this out was a win. You know, they won. They got to say, oh, well, the Kiwi Farms has a pedophile. We can prove it. And it's true. It's embarrassing. But I still banned him
they did.
because I don't want a pedophile on my forum. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
It is a fair comparison. However, what you didn't let me finish the statement
ahead.
here.
No,
The
don't
moment
with
I
my
ban
bullshit.
Derek and these detractors say we won, guess what happens? You just gave them exactly what they wanted. You gave them the attention they're craving, and then they move on to someone else. And then they move on to someone else.
Phil,
And then they move on to
sometimes in
someone else
life you
until it's
have to-
done.
But sometimes in life you have to hold the L, and sometimes bad people are going to win. But that's just the reality. You can't have a pedophile in your community, like an open pedophile, and you're basically admitting he's a pedophile.
Oh, no,
and
let me
you're
tell you
saying
this.
it's okay. Okay,
I
so
will say this. I don't know anything about that because I make it a philosophy. I do not personally research my viewers. I think that's fucking creepy. That I would spend my time every time that someone says something about someone, I got to go search their socials. I got to go to their YouTube page and search their history.
Wait, may I say
I-
one thing? Sorry, may I say one thing? Okay, so you're saying people did research outside the realm of your show and whatever. I get what you're saying there. Well, if Derek was caught and you found out that the police
Yes,
found
how would I
something
know?
on him, and he's in the middle of a trial right now, and he was a pedophile,
it's on the
right?
news, dumb
and it
fuck.
wasn't the detractors or anything. It was through legal whatever, right? Then would you ban him because it wasn't detractors?
Well, how
But
would
he
I
was-
find out about that? Like, how would I even know?
Just
A
said it's
fan
on
of
the
yours
news,
goes,
dumb
I
fuck.
live in the same city as him, and I saw him on the news, for example.
What if it was Harvey Weinstein? Like, how bad does somebody have to be before you're like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to associate with this guy? You know what I mean?
So if Hitler was on my stream and was still
Yeah.
alive, would I ban Hitler? Right?
Yeah, if Adolf Hitler 1488
Well,
was
is
an active
Hitler
user on your
donating?
stream, would you ban him? Because he's only de Fier in Germany, and you don't know anything about that, right?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, that's a good point.
How well does Hitler
But,
tip?
and I totally understand what you're saying. I do. Let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of shit over this. And here's the funny part. What the fuck does this have to do with me?
Everything.
It's not even anything I've done or ever. I got to take shit because someone got dirt on a viewer of mine who talks a lot in chat or whatever. And again, the other things you've been told are
What's
not
this
true.
got to
He's
do
not a
with me?
moderator. He doesn't regularly make any content for me.
Not
He's
regularly.
had one tier maker that I make.
Only
That's it. Like,
sometimes.
that's literally
He
the
doesn't
extent
come to
of
my
that.
house
And
for
then he talks
dinner regularly.
So if
This
he
is
does
the
have
nastiest
playlists
thing,
of
is he
little
fucking
girls on his channel, he's
Had
picking
his
on
wife
little
on
girls.
stream while this fucking
Do
guy
you
asked his
disavow
wife
that
questions.
behavior?
Oh, absolutely, I do. Absolutely.
If
So
you
you
loved your
disavow
wife, you
Derek
wouldn't let her nowhere
Yeah,
near
and I
fucking
don't
Derek.
condone any of that.
Wouldn't
but at
let
the
her
same
fucking
time,
in his presence.
I'm
Never.
not going to go out of my way to find
That's
out who
fucking
everyone
crazy.
is or what they do
You're
outside of the
not
realm
really
of my
not.
stream.
We're bringing it to you.
Like, me and Josh have both looked at it as of yesterday, saw that it was foul and disgusting, and now we're bringing it to you. We're credible. Like, I'm trying to help you.
Let me phrase it like this.
Oh, I know. But I totally understand where you guys are going.
You are totally
do.
correct that if you ban this guy, the detractors will start looking into your viewers harder. You are totally correct. That is a completely accurate assessment. But wouldn't you still not want this guy to be in your community or your audience and openly
Well-
known as this guy? Because if I'll swing it the other way. If you, it's a no-win situation. That's correct. If you don't
That's
ban
right.
him, if you ban him, then
That's
the
right.
detractors will look into your other viewers, and you're completely accurate about that. But if
No-win
you if
situation.
you don't ban him, if you do nothing, then they will just continue to bring this up with, an accurate line from the point A to point B, and it will always be there, and it will always haunt you, and people will always ask, well, why the fuck doesn't he just ban this guy if he knows about it?
Well, it's just
It is.
something
It's
else
it's a
in
no-win
chat he
situation.
ignores.
I agree, but I
You're
think
right.
that one option
No.
is better
He's
than
in
the
on
other.
him. It ain't that
So
bad.
to answer that, at least in my experience, and I'm 42 years old. I don't know how old you are, Josh, but I'm 42 years old. I've learned in my 42 years on this planet that I would much rather deal with the devil I know than the devil I don't. And what I mean by that is,
Motherfucker.
I know who Derek is. I can't confirm or deny what you guys are saying because I've literally never
How
looked
can you
into
say
it.
you know who he is when you won't look into it?
I know who he is in my chat.
Well, I know what
who
he
he is
says.
as
This
part
is
of
flat out
chatting on the
delusional,
community.
though. Like, if you look at his Twitter account, it's just straight up porn.
Okay, I
Like-
believe you. You're telling me this now as a neutral third party, correct?
Phil,
You're neutral. You
factual.
don't-
Yeah, and
Unfollow.
we think it's
Unfollowed
very
everybody
foul.
else.
Like Phil, this is not like, oh, someone's kind of like an incel or weird or whatever.
It's three
and-
playlists
or-
with hundreds
is
of
like-
videos of just little girls doing innocuous
this is
things.
like
It's really, it's like it's
actually-
Oh, no,
it's
no,
genuinely
no. I
fucking
don't know
creepy.
nothing about that.
Well, if this is what you guys are telling me, then yeah, I'm going to ban him.
Let's
But-
go! Yeah,
but-
honestly, like,
but-
Good job.
so bad.
Hold on. The devil, that was the devil I knew.
That reminds
You
me of
understand?
currently.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
can deal with that. I know how to deal with this guy. Talks
Guess
a lot
what?
in
I'm
chat
not
and
gonna
whatever.
beg
He's
anymore.
annoying to certain
You're
people, and I
supposed
got to
to
get
go,
people
"Oh my
to talk
God,
about what
that's
he does in his
fucking
personal
awesome,
life.
dude."
But now when I ban him, now I got to deal with the devil I don't know. What's the next
haven't
person
begged
who's
all
now going to
week.
get harassed by my detractors? And I don't want this to be like Phil's viewer hunt.
I
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
that, but I think regardless of what you do, your viewers are going to get harassed.
And they're
hunted
still
Yeah.
going
down.
after your other
Because
viewers.
this
They
happened
still
before.
are.
We had
Yeah,
there
they-
were whales
yeah.
on the DSP channel who got doxxed, and I think that was one of the other things where I was kind of irritated
Oh,
with
no.
people on the DSP board because they were doxing like
They chased
I
off
don't remember
Planet
his
Jeff.
name, but there was a guy that gave you a lot of money, and simply
No,
because he gave you a
Josh,
lot
you
of
have to
money.
you have to understand something. What
This
you're
is every
describing right
day,
now is
yeah.
a normal day of
Loser.
behavior on that
You
forum.
fucking
About.
loser.
That's
Yeah.
not like the exception to the rule. That's literally what happens every time a whale shows up to support me. They get doxxed on your forum.
And
then
that's
someone
why the
removes
Derek
them.
thing doesn't matter, because it's like they're gonna be pieces of shit no matter what. And honestly, like, we're telling you right now, I swear, Phil, we've been as nice as possible. I gotta say, this Derek guy is twisted. Like,
It's just bad news, Phil, and like you gotta get rid of this guy. Like, you know, you didn't know until today, but now you know, and I'm just telling you, man.
It gets worse if you don't do anything about it.
It gets way worse if you don't get rid of him, and quite frankly, our audience isn't going to tolerate Derek, and and nor do I. I'm not going to tolerate Derek either. And some people in chat are saying, why haven't you banned Derek from this chat? If Derek hasn't been banned from our chat already, I advise every single mod to ban him, because I honestly, like, it's just this weird, creepy stuff. Like, he's got lolicon going on his Twitter. He had that YouTube playlist of little girls. And then everything he talks about is porn all the time. And it's just a bad look for you to be associated with it, Phil. And I think if you were to cut this cancer off at the legs and just throw him the fuck out, I think you would win a lot of respect and support from people. Straight up.
See? And here's the thing what you just said. So if you were to cut the cancer off, but the thing is, he's not me. He's just a dude in my chat.
They're gonna.
So I get what you're saying. The only reason that association ever existed is because my detractors went and stalked the guy to figure out the information. I'm not being sympathetic to what he's doing. I'm sympathetic to the fact that this guy never did that in my chat. And then the rules now are going to become, oh, well, now if you ever do anything that's deemed immoral, Phil might ban you from his chat. And I don't want
sort of like
to think that.
Surpasses a lot of immoral stuff.
People.
You know,
in my opinion.
Oh, now I didn't get rid of him soon enough.
You know, a lot of viewers here. If someone went and found something on one of the viewers, and it was like they're fucking, pedophile, this, that, the other, we'd surely ban them without even the thought, right? Yeah. Especially if it came out to be true. And you're like, okay, this guy, and it's not like it's like a rumor. It's this guy on his main channel. You click view channel, and he's got it open. Like, he's like, here it is, guys. And we really think that, I know what you're saying, that your detractors will be crazy and psychotic and go after other people, but they'll do that anyway. And I'd respect you a lot if you just got rid of him. And, it sort of puts a precedent to, I will not let people who believe in the shit in my chat.
I'm just saying the proof is, like, overwhelming. Like, it's undeniable when you look at it. It's just too overwhelming to deny. So.
Okay. Done. All right. So, I mean, I'll be honest. Here's my final statement on it. It makes me sad for two reasons. Number one, it makes me sad to know that this guy does all that shit, because I heard it for like 2 years now, and I'm just like, it's just the detractors, right? Maybe they're exaggerating, they're making it up, and I made a philosophy. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna look into it, because if I do, I've broken my own moral code that I'm not gonna look and stalk and harass my own viewers. So that's why I haven't done it until today.
I have a code.
But now that you guys have said this to me, I believe you. I don't think you have anything to gain by lying to me. So I will be banning him when he shows up, because undoubtedly he's going to show up in my chat this week, and I will ban him on all of my channels. Okay, that's
a righteous decision, King.
But I'm sad. Here's why I'm sad, all right? To be honest with you guys, from what I know of the guy in my chat, he actually was like a good person in the chat. And that's nice. He's a nice guy. He adds nice comments. I mean, he's needy. He always asks, hey, talk to me. Why is he not talking to me, right?
He glazes.
He has very nice positive comments.
What?
He brings candy.
Can you explain that? What does that mean?
But Phil, just,
he needs attention. You know what I'm saying?
He's one of talk positive about the pedophile, right? Phil?
No, I'm not. No, I just understand. If you separate that, because that was been my philosophy.
He's got candy for the kids.
When this guy showed up to the chat, he came with this entire van full of candy. It was so nice. Everyone got their favorite.
This is like someone for a while, and you only know, like, so let's say you're at work, and someone at work is someone you're friendly with, right? And you're like, wow, they're a nice guy. Then you find out 2 years later that this guy's a scumbag, like something like this. That's the feeling I have about it. But you guys are absolutely correct, so I'm gonna get rid of him because I trust you.
God bless you, Phil. I appreciate that. Josh, give us your thoughts here, and then we'll go back to Phil, and we'll do a few more rounds of questions here.
Just real quick here, Tetrabax with 25 gifts.
Wow, big support.
Thank you so much, and appreciate all you here. All right, sorry, go ahead.
it's not a unique problem because there's another person who has a large following called Chantal, and her top moderator for years was this guy who got outed as a convicted sex offender, and you know she finds out and she's like, well, that sucks. He's been fasted the streams for 3 years now, but bye bye.
Yeah, it's back and twisted, and we respect that you're doing that. I know it's sort of. Like, everyone was saying this, and I get it. You don't want to listen to your detractors because they do exaggerate or lie about some stuff, sure. So you're like, but we're just telling you straight up, this is a 110%. It's not even a question. But, yeah, I respect that, man.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
I respect that, man.
Do you have any other questions for Josh, Phil, specifically about the forum or about...
Yeah, like for example, like there's a couple specific instances I'd like to bring up and get his take on it. So for example, one of the things that's happened over the last couple of years is that my detractors have been harassing extended family members that myself and my wife have absolutely no interaction with whatsoever. Okay, for the record, my wife does not have interaction with her family members. She has there's history there, and there's a reason she doesn't talk to them. She moved on from having other family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a personal situation. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's a reason for it, a good reason for it, okay? My detractors went out of their way, and of course, it's public information, to find out that she has a sister, okay? They then contacted the sister, told the sister about where we live, who I am, all of our fucking contact information and shit. They've gone on the sister and goaded her to do streaming. They've thrown the sister money. And if you really want to know how it all started, it was my thread on Kiwi Farms, because they found all that information and they posted it up there. And now,
okay, I'm not being rude, but is this the woman that a user from the Kiwi Farms had sex with?
I have no idea.
There's a thread, and I want to say it's someone related to Cat that somebody hunted down and had sex with. Yeah, and there's pictures of it on the forum. I think I banned that guy.
So do you see what I mean? This is the kind of shit that shows up on my forum. It's like, what does this have to do with anything with us? We have no association with this person. We don't talk with this person. To our knowledge, this person might have some issues, and so we don't want to be associated with this person. So why is any of this existing on Kiwi Farms? Is that not like the level that you would think, wow, that's kind of extreme, this shouldn't be in the darksydephil forum? What does that even have to do with darksydephil?
Go ahead, Josh.
I mean, I could ban him, but I can't unfuck her sister, It's already happened. It's already done and posted on the internet. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
So, but why is it in my forum?
Because it's related
it has
to
nothing
you.
to do with me. It has nothing to do with me.
I mean, it does. That's why the event happened, because she was related to your wife.
Try to convince somebody.
But that's not me. It's the darksydephil thread. It's not the Cat Burnell thread, right?
You're not talking to fucking.
I mean, in some ways it is. She's married to you, and the Bible says that you become one spirit. So technically, she's joined to the forum.
I'm sorry, but no, that's where I got to draw the line, dude. So now you're saying just because I have a public persona, that literally anyone who has ever had an association with me in my life needs to get drawn into this drama sphere. That's bullshit.
Doesn't need to,
because that's a cope is what that is. Because that having family members that you don't have any association with being drawn into drama is bullshit.
Why does he
Come
know
on,
that?
Josh. Just fess up and be like, yeah, that's extreme. That definitely shouldn't have been on there.
I mean, that guy should not have done that, but the fact that it happened and that he recorded it and posted it on the internet, it doesn't matter if it's on the forum or not. That happened.
Okay, it could be on the internet. Does it belong on the darksydephil forum, and should it still be there right now?
That is probably the most accurate position to put it, and you can't put a genie back in the bottle. You just can't. That's not how it works.
But is it there right now?
Oh yeah,
I believe so.
Probably.
And should it be?
Seen your
yes or no? Should it be on a forum about me?
I mean, yeah. That if you're throwing darts and you throw that dart, this bullseye for that is probably going to be where it lands is going to be closer to you than anybody else. Where else is it going to go? Categorically speaking, where does it go?
I'm going to be very frank with you. That is an ultimate coat. Because basically what you just said is anything goes. That's like saying I was walking down the street and I looked at a guy and, I nudged him. Oops, he could be on Kiwi Farms tomorrow because I nudged the guy walking down the street. He should be doxxed. Like,
Well,
what,
I mean,
extreme.
with
but
Christian,
what
one
you're saying
time he
is-
took a picture of a black woman at a BK and posted it on the internet and said, "This woman gave me poor service. The trolls should dox her," and they did. And it's on the forum to this day, like 10 years later.
Chris Chan took the picture of the woman, posted it on the internet. That makes it appropriate to Chris Chan to post on his forum. I have absolutely no association with this woman. I
That's
don't know her. I will
appropriate.
never speak with her.
Makes
She has
it
nothing to do with
appropriate
our
for
lives.
Chris Chan.
We don't speak with her. She
I know what he's
disowned
saying.
that
That's so
relationship.
funny.
You are allowing people to now go outside the realm of what the forum thread is supposed to be and just toss anything on there and say, what was on the internet? It's free speech. No.
No.
You're allowing
literally,
systematic
yes.
harassment. You're allowing systematic harassment is what you're doing with your forum.
I'm not allowing anything. If someone goes out and harasses, people and talks about it on the forum, they do get banned.
But it's on the forum right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy got banned.
No.
But you said the content is still on the forum. You banned the guy who
Yes.
posted the content, but you left the content up.
I mean, yeah. What am I going to do with it? Pretend it didn't happen.
So you never. Oh, so this is interesting because I didn't even know this. So what you're saying is, if someone violates the forum rules, you will ban them, but you do not remove the infringing or the bad content. You leave it there.
It depends
right?
on a concept of harm
Get it?
reduction. If it is, for instance, I'll give you two adjacent perspectives.
Get it, Chief?
Let's say that somebody has sex with Kat's cousin or whatever and posts that on the internet.
No,
That's out
sister.
there. It's going to get proliferated around. It's going to get spread
No,
regardless
no,
of what
no.
happens.
Sister.
If someone posts nude images of their own girlfriend randomly in the forum, that would be against the forum rules, and it would then be prudent to delete them because it's just a harmful use of the site without any connection or purpose. But when it comes specifically to content about high profile people, there is literally no reason. There's no good being done there.
You don't think there's good being done to remove that content from that forum right now? You don't think that that would be in the best interests of everyone involved, of this woman who they're actually stalking and doing things to get content? You don't think, and she has nothing to do with us.
Well, when you
but
say
you're allowing that to
stalking,
be posted.
there is no coordination to do this. This guy said, I'm gonna contact this woman, and I think he found like her profile, like a
he's
hookup
really
site or
reaching to
something.
call that stalking.
And it's like he didn't conspire. He didn't use the forum as a tool to accomplish this. He did it, and then he talked about it on the internet, and there's no way to undo that.
I don't know. To me, okay,
Is it revenge porn though?
It could be, but in revenge porn as a crime does not exist. Maybe in some states, but at a federal level, there exists a tort of non-consensual pornography. So if she was unaware that he was recording, she could sue him under that tort, but she could not sue the platform. And she may even be able to get a court order to take things down, because sometimes they do that. And if I get a court order, then I get a court order, and that's just what it is.
I remember, like,
far
hasn't
as I know,
8-0
she hasn't
tried
done
to
that,
take?
though.
I know you can't probably talk about it. Hasn't she tried to take legal action against?
She's
you
tried to
about
invoke
the one who wants
VAWA,
that
which is
down.
called the Violence Against Women's Act, and that's the act that has this tort for non-consensual pornography. But as I explained, it's a tort between two parties that doesn't involve the platform, and it may result in a court order to remove content. But as the tricky thing with revenge pornography in particular is that the person photographed does not
Motherfucker.
own the copyright. The pornographer does. So unless the pornographer wants it down,
it's a copyright issue.
it is literally a copyright issue usually. There's famous cases where people have bought the rights to their pornography so that they could use copyright to take it down. But if there's no cooperation there, then that can't happen.
Wow.
But in generally speaking,
Self-fulfill.
if it's pure malice and no association with anything tangentially related to the forum, then it will get taken down. But if it's a high-profile person, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it's out there.
Well, first of all, that statement's false. There is something you could do about it. You could remove it from your forum right now, and then people would have
He
to seek it
doesn't
out
want to.
elsewhere.
Quit being a
Again,
bitch.
it's the notoriety of Kiwi
But we
farms that
discussed
people
this.
really can
There
find that
would,
stuff.
if I started censoring things, people would go to an alternative site. I don't censor things, so they stay
Correct.
on the forum where there's a moderating spirit to it.
That's
a
correct.
cult. That's a
So
cult.
basically what you're saying is because it's on your site, you
Phil
feel you're
doesn't
the
like that
best
'cause he,
person on this planet to be
he
moderating this
bullshitted
kind of
Phil.
content. You're the best man for the job. No one else could do better than you, and therefore
Well,
that's why you feel you have this
That's a deep
obligation to keep it
philosophical
going.
question that was raised by Christopher Hitchens. Who among you would you select as your censor? I select myself. I don't think that there's another person on the forum who's better capable of doing what I do than I do.
I'm not saying your forum. I'm saying in general. Do you think
Well,
there's anyone
Phil
better?
selects
who could
If
do a
there's
better
a
job?
more
Because actually-
capable
ahead,
sensory,
go
if there's a
ahead.
more capable person, I don't know him.
Okay. Because this leads to a question, like, why do you continue to own and operate Kiwi farms? To my knowledge,
Why wouldn't he?
you have been through the ringer with this thing. People are really coming after you legally. They're trying to take this site down because of stuff that's been on it, and you just keep going. You've gone from host to host, getting kicked off, going here, going there. Why do you keep?
Why do you
maintaining
keep
the site if
jumping
it's
from
causing you so
website
much
to
pain and
website?
problems?
Because I love it. It's the best site on the internet.
So you just love drama and gossip so much that you feel like that's your thing, and you just want to
Yeah.
keep it going.
I
love
think the
gameplay?
site is one of the most entertaining sites that has ever existed. I use it every single day. I post about like 3 to 5 times a day, depending. I keep up to date with a lot of the stuff, not everything, but I do keep abreast. I do a podcast about stuff that happens on the forum. I
Fair
treat
though, Josh. Sometimes you've said that it hasn't made you the happiest in life, right?
well.
Like sometimes
Good job, Pete.
it's cost you a lot of opportunities in life, and sometimes you've been sad about the state of it, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like there are days like during Drop Kiwi Farms, there was a time where it was like 3 a.m. where I was at, and I was literally just sitting with my hand in my head staring at a terminal that couldn't connect to the IP address. I'm just thinking, what the fuck is the next step? But I continue to work at it because I enjoy my site. And during that time where my site was down, I tried to use other sites out of necessity. Like, okay, I want to talk to people. I want to socialize a bit. So I went to Discords, I went to Reddit, and I realized, God, all these places suck ass. And I hate them. And my forum is the best site on the internet. So I got to bring it back up no matter what.
All right, back to you, Phil. What do you
Okay.
think about what Josh is saying here?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We're never going to come to any kind of an agreement because it
You
sounds to
fucking
me like
think?
Josh and I come from different places of morality. This isn't a legal issue. It's not. I know for a fact that most of the stuff that's been put on the forum
Moral
about me
side
is
Phil.
legal. There is some stuff that has been illegal. All right, let's be clear here. There actually has been information that people broke laws to get, and that should never have been put on there, okay? But as for the legality of most of it, legally, I don't know how much they could really ever come after you, Josh. And, that's not really what my issue is. My issue is morality.
Do you wish they would?
That I don't know if these guys will agree
Yeah,
with me,
be nice
but
if
I can
everybody
tell you
just
from
did the
my own
moral
personal
thing.
perspective, that site, your website, Kiwi Farms, I am telling
Without
you here
having to have the law
100%
involved.
has hurt me and my family. 100%. It's hurt my business as well. This is not me trying to, get any sympathy from you, Josh. I'm telling you.
What are you trying to
Your
get then?
website has outright definitively hurt myself, my family, and my business. And it continues to do so because it's the focal point for when people want to hurt us. That's the first place they go. Okay? So I'm going to give you an analogy.
I
that
thought
I've been
they went
talking
to
about on my
YouTube.
streams recently. Maybe you can kind
They
of
report
understand
him
my
on
perspective. Okay? So let's
The
say that
first
I was
place they
rich and
go.
famous and I wanted to be like a philanthropist. Okay? And I wanted to open up a community center
But there's
in a
all kinds
local
of
area
trolls never
because,
even been
I
there.
thought it would help the community out. It's the best thing. It's the best community center ever. But what happens is the people, okay, good. The people here who go to the community center keep getting into fights. They keep beating the shit out of each other. Then, okay, we get it cleaned up. We get in there. That shouldn't have been there. All right. But then the next week, there's a knife fight. Someone gets stabbed. Someone's hurt. Oh my God, that sucks. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. So it's not 1 time, 2 times. This happens hundreds of times. People are actually getting
Then what?
hurt at this community center. And despite all of your efforts over the years to keep this community center a clean place, a fun place, a place where people are actually getting meaningful stuff out of it, God damn it, it's out of control and you know it. Do you keep that community center open and people continue to get hurt, or do you close
That's
the
a
community
false
center?
equivalent. He
What
doesn't
would you
feel
do?
it's out of control.
I mean, right now the forum is probably the tamest it's ever been. As far as back in the day, you got to understand. Back when the site was smaller, we could
Then
get
why
away
you
with
let
a lot
people take
more.
pictures when
And
they fuck
as
my
time has gone
sister
on, and as we've gotten more attention, I've had to stick closer to the rules. And
Jenna shit
be more
must have
careful
really
about what I
pissed Kat
say,
off.
and more careful about what I let people say
Cats
on the
on the
forum.
farms.
You're saying well, this community center sounds like a coliseum
her
where you're
thread
just
every
letting
day.
in the lions to tear at people, and you're just when people get mangled, they just sweep the bodies away and bring in the next gladiators or whatever. really over time the site has gotten bigger, but also a lot more tame, and even your board is a lot more tame. So I would disagree. Now,
Didn't say we can get away with more. What do you
Suffer
mean by
snake.
that? You used to
Could.
be able to get away
Eat
with
it.
more. Good.
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, during the day,
Yeah.
the site used to have people who were much more actively engaged in trolling, and I would turn a blind eye to it. But that hasn't been the
Who's the
case
king
for like
snake
8+
now,
years
bitch?
now. We've really had to be more careful about what we do.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Cool.
What was your second point you were going to make, Josh? I'm sorry I cut you off, but
The I mean, the other part is that you said, well, the Kiwi Farms has done harm to you. The Kiwi Farms is a collection of assets and licenses in the Zen4o forum software. That's the Kiwi Farms. But there are people on it who I do believe, I completely believe you, have done harm to you, especially, like I said, people who choose to go after your supporters. You know, I think OIC was the guy that they say they all hate the most. And I do believe that causes harm to you when people go after you. But I think if you were to name your top detractors and the people who are actively doing the most harm to you, you would find that most of them probably don't even have a presence on the forum. Now maybe, you know, over time the most
Tevin.
damaging information and stuff has happened on the forum. But it's not the forum. It's people on the forum. And
Yeah, that's the argument that it's not the gun that committed the crime. It's the person who shot the weapon.
Absolutely correct.
Is that not true, Phil?
I want to say something, because you've expressed in the past, Josh, that you might want to move on from the Kiwi Farms one day, that it holds you back potentially from having a family, from having a normal life. Is that still your plan to eventually move away from the forum, or?
Well, right now, I mean, it depends on how things go. Right now, things are looking up, and there's a potential that I can make things work. You know, every day seems a little bit brighter, and you know, there's ups and downs, but overall, the trend from
It sounds like
early this year to now, and you know,
sounds like
from
DSP
that time
gaming.
last year to then, has
Every
been an
day is a
upwards
little
trend.
brighter.
Everything seems to be turning around.
Over the
And
past year.
yeah, I mean, if there ever came a point where it's like the forum is the reason I cannot progress in life, then I would have to move on from it. But right now, there's nothing that I want to do that the forum is getting in the way of.
I'll ask you this too, because there's some tough questions for Phil. I want to give you a couple. Do you ever feel trapped by the Kiwi Farms? Like, do you ever feel like maybe the
No,
users
PvP's
kind of
gotta
force
ask
your
Josh
hand in a
questions.
certain way, or you can't run it the way that you might want to run it
Phil's
because
done.
if you do it that way, people will come after you?
He almost
From
had
the
him
site?
close it down.
As a whole, no, I don't
boss
feel
hog.
like that. I feel that most people have a very, very, very high level of trust in me, and if I make certain decisions, even if it's unpopular, the overwhelming majority of people would understand. There are certain pockets where people are less cooperative, and that's the DSP board, basically, and maybe also the political area of the site. People,
But you never feel like you're a hostage king, like they're putting it, like
No.
you're being forced to keep running the site.
I
or
can
else
bring it
these
down at
fuckers
any
will
time
out you.
and disappear in an instant. People never know what country I'm in, what my name is. I could disappear in
Ooh,
a second.
badass.
I don't feel it's the other
Secret
way. You're
agent
stuck
and
with me. Nobody else can run this shit here.
All right.
All right. Anything else, Phil, that you have for Josh, or you want to confront him about, or anything?
I mean,
like that?
again, this wasn't really about being a hostile confrontation. I wanted him to
No.
understand that his site is the facilitation of a lot of hateful content towards myself, my family members, and my business. I know he's trying to clean it up. I will agree with him. I did check the forums before this discussion, and it did look a lot cleaner than it had previously. But for me, I've now been through this so
Oh,
many
what an
years. It's like,
idiot.
what's the next thing? Because right now, if someone were to hack one of my accounts,
What you done
the
to
first
done with
place
the
you would
place.
find out about it is Kiwi Farms, because they'd be like, look at all the information I got from Phil's accounts. I know I probably shouldn't put it on the internet, but it's on
Took a
Kiwi
lot
Farms.
of
It's
revenge
about,
porn off
right?
of there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I don't think he's ever gonna. I did not think our conversation was gonna lead that like Josh. Oh, I'm gonna close this forum today. That's not even what I was
Well,
going
no.
for.
I gotta say,
You
so
did
is
ask that,
Phil's
though.
bank leak still up on Kiwi Farms? Like, are all of his transactions
my
laid
bank
out on
leaks.
there, or what was the the moderation decision on
Not
that.
my
They are.
account.
still
I mean, it's another thing where it's like,
No, not
if
to
I
say.
delete it, it gets reposted to Twitter. It gets shared around by the detractors. It probably ends up on a different website. That was one of the things where I got angry with people in the forum. It's like, it's not okay to hack someone's bank account. And it's like, I don't care if they're playing fucking WWE on mobile or whatever the fuck, whatever justification you have for trying to prove that he's putting, you know, all this money into some fucking gacha game. It does not justify a federal computer fraud
How
act
do you know? Are you
violation.
sure?
You know what I mean?
Well, it's psychotic, though,
the
isn't
fuck are
it?
you?
Like, where does
Yeah.
it end? Like, where does it end? Because isn't there some guy also? I want to bring this to get this in as well. Isn't there some guy who was fucking with Phil's internet, like turning it on and off and shit?
And he
Off the
posted it on
Comcast
Kiwi Farm with
detractor.
evidence that it was.
Yeah, that's another thing where it's like, you're a fucking employee with Comcast. They have logs. They can see in the fucking logs that you're doing this. Why are you doing? What fucking
'Cause
gain
it's
is
fucking
there in
hilarious.
doing this?
And we caught him. Tech and I went into my
We
modem
caught him.
during a tech visit because we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Phil
and
caught
we
him in
saw
there
all the
fucking
logins
around.
from
Phil
this
was
guy.
in the
And we're
modem.
like, this guy doesn't
Seen him in
realize
there.
that we have evidence that he logged in.
Yeah, does he not think that the largest ISP in the United States doesn't keep fucking logs of when people log into a consumer modem? Like, are you nuts?
God damn.
That's
I-
unhinged.
I will say
We're
though,
more
Josh,
frisky
at a
than the
certain
other
point
one.
with these people, like, they don't really fit into the culture of the rest of the site. Some of these detractors are committing fucking crimes, making you fucking look bad. Do you ever consider just washing your fucking hands of this shit? Because it's like,
With the DSP
What
board in
the-
particular?
yeah.
I mean, it's
like,
gotten close.
you know, like what? Like, walk us through some of these situations where you've got close in your thinking to where it's like, you know, God looked at
Damn
the
it,
world
you
and he
asshole.
regretted what he made, and the flood came and washed this fucking shit away, and there was a rainbow. Like, you know, walk
I
us
mean-
to where you came close to sending that flood.
I think I already have. It's the guy that hooked up
Motherfucker.
with the cousin or whatever. That was bizarre.
Oh, come
the
on.
Comcast shit was fucking bizarre. But and
Yeah.
the bank leaks were fucking bizarre.
Oh, so it's all of them.
The issue.
That's 3 times
The
he
sad
almost did
thing
it,
is,
Phil.
Josh, and I know this from my personal experience,
Sad thing
what
is
they're
you never
doing is
did
they're
it.
literally making it a competition at this point. Who can do the most fucked up thing? Even though
Yeah.
they know they might even get in trouble for it, they don't even care anymore. They just will keep escalating as far as they can get away with. Even if they don't get away with it, that Comcast guy got shit canned, you know? But they don't
This
care. They
dickhead
know
stays
if
on the
I do the
internet.
most extreme thing, I can post it on
he was
Kiwi
really
Farm.
worried about
They
his
used to do
family,
this in
he'd
my
find
video
a way,
comments.
he'd do
Because let's say the
something.
most extreme doxing,
Find a
racist thing in
job.
Phil's video comments. So there's only toxic shit in his comments, and then people would highlight that and put it in detractor videos, right? That's what they're now doing with Kiwi Farms, because I don't allow that shit in my content. They found a neutral place that they can do it, and this competition is going to continue because you're allowing it.
Well, people are allowed to say whatever they want. I'm not gonna. There's no world where I would step on and say like, oh, you can't say X, Y, Z in regards to just like discussion posts.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about discussion posts. We're talking about what we just said: bank leaks, employees committing, you know, horrible acts against me and posting the evidence on your site. People fucking with extended family members. That's not a
Yeah.
forum post. That
It,
you know
that's,
what I'm
that's.
saying?
I mean, I agree. That's like a weird game. I think like the people trying to prove like expenditure, like the main. I think like the holy grail for like the detractors, and this is something that exists outside the forum, is the holy grail is like proving beyond a reasonable doubt that a majority of your spending goes to like mobile games. I think that's
I
it.
already admitted to that.
And they're
Oh, he didn't
really
admit to it, yeah, I don't
they're
think.
really like
It was
hyper
like a
focused
couple
on
weeks
that.
after.
Yeah. No, I will agree there.
June the King didn't drop the doc
just,
yet.
you know, it's I get it, because that's the one thing that they feel like they got me on, because I'm not going to open my fucking documents and show you everything in my personal life, because then that opens up to
You know
even
what?
more
The
risk.
thing is, you shouldn't have to open up any of the fucking documents. You shouldn't have to show your financial statements. But this shit's been going on long enough, Phil.
You're right,
like,
Pete.
you play WWE champions. You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't.
right.
I don't think.
Let's go!
I don't think it's a problem that you.
It doesn't matter.
WWE champions and that you spend your money on WWE champions. It's your money. It's your supporters, and you should just be fucking open about it. Cause fuck them.
Yeah. Oh, you can't.
You're right. The reason that it became so big is because at first I said I didn't. And
It's
so,
his business.
again, with these people, it's the absolute. It's either you black or white. So because at
Yeah,
one
they
point
don't
I
like
said
when
I
I
didn't,
lie.
I always said I didn't. No, actually, over the years, I have.
Like they want to
I
prove
do
that I'm
play it.
lying all
I
the
do
time,
spend
which
money
I
on it.
am.
Now, what they say about
Fucked
it is
up
wrong.
stuff.
They over-exaggerate to get that shock reaction of from the viewership.
Horrendous.
They're purposefully saying, "Oh, he spent that video." I just looked at it yesterday from Duty. He says Phil spent $2,448 on WWE Champions this weekend. No, I didn't.
weekend?
Yeah,
Just this weekend.
You
He
can
said,
tell by
I
that
spent that
laugh.
like, no. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
But even if
I
you
did.
did,
Even if you
Yeah.
did, though.
you're a big baller, though. If you did, you're a fucking king. Like, fuck them.
I don't
Honestly,
get it,
Phil,
dude.
Well,
at
the-
this
the-
point, I would just start streaming WWE Champions. Fucking pissed.
In reality, I had the conversation
will.
with my viewer yesterday. I says, what I might do is make a new account and just start over and
Yes.
And show
do it.
people how you
Yes.
built it up.
And
Yeah.
show
exactly.
them how you build it,
No,
and then play
show us the real
WWE
account,
Champions
pussy.
all the fucking
Well,
live long
I mean,
day.
that's
And
like
you
the
win.
serious long-term point of contention, though, is that because I think the down from the rafters account like happened during or right immediately before the bankruptcy saga. So people were like, "Well, you're asking for this financial help, but it's like going to this game." Like,
Exactly.
was it ever like problem free? Did you ever have like a problemed relationship with gaming?
No, that was Supercard.
When you mean that, what do you mean, like addiction to mobile games and
Because
stuff?
I remember
In
you
particular
saying,
with
I've
spending,
seen
not
a
just in
clip
games.
Of, you said about Supercard, not
Yes.
Champions, but
Yes.
you said with Supercard you were
Oh,
kind
yes.
of
I was
embarrassed
addicted
with
to
how
a
much you
different
spent
game.
on Supercard. Right?
That is correct. Supercard, it was like about a year, 2 years, where I was spending on the game and playing the shit out of it. And it was like, I definitely was addicted to it. You know, I'll admit it now. I was playing the fuck out of it for no reason. To win an event in Supercard,
no
you had to
reason.
play for like 8 hours straight
that mean?
without even interrupting. I would be like, I'd be streaming, and I have to keep tapping the screen when I'm fucking streaming and shit to fucking play the fucking thing. That's how stupid these games are.
8 hours straight?
Yeah, in order to win, you would have to be a nut job, basically, to get it.
Oh, dude.
And guess what? Guess what the best card I ever got was?
What?
Hogan, brother.
Let's get those Hogans, brother. The greatest wrestler of all time, who's helping make America great again, brother.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
But here's the thing. I've made a lot of bad financial
Fucking
decisions
suck.
along the way.
Yeah.
Many. Yeah, I stupid things. Racked up credit cards when I moved out here. I furnished the house way too expensive. I did dumb things. My plan was to move across the country, charge everything to a credit card, and continuously balance the credit cards by doing balance transfers
That
for
was a
2 or
good
3
plan.
years at 0% interest until I
yeah.
paid them all up. What a genius move that was, brother. Yeah.
I've been there.
So, I mean, I fucked my credit up. I fucked up my
Yeah.
finances up. It's my fault. I went through the bankruptcy. But these guys now have
Fucked up my
realized
wife's
this is
life.
their ongoing thing. They know I'm not going to open up all my fucking information for them. So they will just say it forever. So for me, I mean, you noticed. Did you notice I made a video last night? Oh, did you guys see yesterday? I actually did pull for a Hogan live on
Yes!
stream.
You pulled for a Hogan live on stream. Now, what we got to do
forgot
is get
that.
it on camera this time.
Right. Well, like
we
I
gotta
said,
go the
Stream
full
poll.
way. Let's get a new account.
He pulled
fresh
out his phone.
account,
Goes, you know what?
and
Right.
start playing it.
I'm
and I
gonna buy a
guarantee
coin
people
pack.
will support with
And I'm gonna
contributions
pull fucking Hogan
like never
right
before
now.
to get you the best Hogans.
Yeah, like
No
Boston
time at
Jack,
all.
how they pay him to
And
like
listen,
to keep
Phil,
doing
you
that.
are going to be the best in the world at
you fucker.
WWE Champion.
That
Which I don't
fucker
even
snuck
care.
up on
Hogan
me.
time.
I really don't care that much about the game anymore. You know, years
'cause-
ago I did. I don't
'cause
really
I-
care about it
I
that
was
much.
Just say
so
you love it,
surprised.
I just keep
Phil. You
spending money
love
on
it.
it for
I
fucking-
love it. I play WWE Champions. I take the viewers' money. I do Hogan pulls. Not only do I do Hogan pulls with your money, viewers, I want you to understand. I take your money and I recklessly bet it on football all the time. Like, I am a gambler through and through. That's why this show is called The
Keno Casino.
The Keno Casino.
I
And,
buy
like,
video games.
If Phil is
A lot of them.
genuinely a gambling addict and he's losing all his money,
Good
that's
one, Andy.
it's something that's actually kind of sad. Like if you
Yeah.
it's something where these games are designed, and gambling in general and casinos are designed to fucking rewire your brain's dopamine system.
That's
like
right.
Josh knows with Bossman Jack, like
Yeah.
what the depths of this gambling can be. Like, you know, Phil isn't at that level. You know, he still has a roof over his head. He still has food on his plate. But I don't
Yeah,
know
'cause
if
he
it's
bagged it.
really like the most evil moral failing, because at the end of the
If
day,
it
the
wasn't
only
for, like,
person
2
he's
whales,
hurting
he
with
wouldn't
that
have roof
is
over his head
himself.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Even if that, by the way, so when you buy games, like I buy games on Steam and PS5 or whatever, right? Like, sure, I'm wasting money, but I have fun. I'm enjoying, you know? Like, you buy things that might be a waste of money for enjoyment.
Well, but
you know,
how
otherwise,
many-
why buy anything?
But how many detractors smoke cigarettes?
Exactly.
How many drink
or weed
beer?
or whatever, you know?
How many get scratch tickets from the corner store? Like, people in this
Do they
world
beg for
have a
'em?
lot of vices, and this is where like us and Josh, like, we're talking about people that are actual like pedophiles or like degenerate, like bestiality scumbags and shit like this. So it's hard for us
And
to like,
Ralph.
crack down on a guy who allegedly has a gambling addiction and like with the WWE champions. Like, I don't know how you feel about that, Josh, but that's kind of my piece on it. I don't know if you want to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, especially because he doesn't like stream it. I don't know. Phil, have you ever seen Bossman Jack? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
No, he's like proper into gambling, like proper gambling, like house games and stuff. And it's actually shocking to see like what a toll it's taken on him physically and mentally over like just 1 year. And all he does is like play like cryptocurrency slots and stuff. And the sad thing about like the mobile games is that you walk into a casino and you hear the coins clanking and the slot machines and shit, and you know that you're in a game of chance. But with the mobile games, they dress it up like you're just playing a game for fun. But it's all psychologically manipulative to get you to spend money. And when you spend money, of course, it's not like going up to a teller and putting up $200 and having $200 of chips to play with. It's like every 10 minutes, hey, do you want to buy one chest for 5 or 10 chests for 10? It's like, like that shit it's really fucking evil.
The saddest thing and the most evil thing about it is that if you're in a casino and you're gambling money, if you win, you actually have a chance to win more money that you can use in your life. When you're playing these games, what did you win? The chance to play the game some more.
A shiny Hogan, brother.
Endless sinking money into the game. There's no outcome that could benefit you. You're stuck in the endless loop that you can't escape. And that's what I think a lot of people, that's what happens to them.
What do you
it's
mean?
That, I don't know if it's called the sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah, sunk cost fallacy. I was going to say that. It's like you get anchored to this game just because you've already spent, like, I've already spent $1,000 on it. I guess I might as well keep going.
Right. Just keep going because you got to get something, get that dopamine hit. You need it because you already spent so much. It's messed up. It really is. It's I can't believe that it's kind of allowed to be like that, but that's the world we live in.
So was that down from the Rafters account yours?
Oh, no.
No,
it's
not.
No.
It's really not mine. I do have another account, and I do spend money on it, but that is not my account. And they have been who this guy is, because people have asked me over the years.
If it is you, you're the best in the world.
I know.
Why do they think it's you? Why do they think?
Greatest WWE Champions player to have ever lived.
Why do they think it's him?
The origin story. This is all I know is the
why do you
origin
think
story,
it's
because
you,
they have
bro?
so many crazy conspiracies after that. I'm sure they have other. The origin story was originally the account was actually called They Call Me DSP, which happened to be my Twitter handle. All right. Now, I don't go by that anywhere else. It's just my Twitter account was called They Call Me DSP. And apparently that account existed for like a couple of years, and then my detractors found it, and they're like, we got him now, all right?
I remember this because the point of contention was that you can't change your name on that game, so it had to be changed manually by support, and they figured that after it had been found, you would ask that, and they changed it on their end. But it even had like weird artifacts in the game where it didn't change everywhere, so it was a very suspicious looking name change. I actually remember this for some reason.
At least being a player at the game, I can confirm you cannot change your name in the game. Like, I don't know how that's possible. I've tried, because think of it, if I could change my name in the game, why not? Then, kind of double protection, right? You cannot change. I did ask support, will you change my name? And they said to me, oh no, that's not a feature available. Sorry about that. So it sounds to me like whoever this person really is, because they were such a big spender, they did a favor to them to protect it's our whale. They don't want to lose the whale, so that's why they changed the name. But I couldn't even do that myself. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it might have been like a behind-the-scenes deal or something.
But why would this guy that set up this like troll account and put so much into it want to change his name?
I don't know, because here's the thing. That's actually what I was going to say.
Yeah, it
There's
doesn't
all
seem
these
to make
theories
sense,
about who
though.
the guy really is. I honestly, at this point, I can't figure it out, and I don't care. Like, I
Theories.
don't know
I
if
never
it
heard
actually
of what
is a
the-
troll.
the
It
only
might be
theory
a guy
ever
who
is it's
literally
you.
just has the worst fucking luck in the world to have the
wouldn't
same
call
name
that
as
a
my
theory.
Twitter account.
What would be the big deal is if you just lied and said you were down from the rafters.
It's so dumb. It's just like
lie and say you are, and then everybody can move on.
Yeah, then they're gonna want to see it, and I can't show you.
No,
'cause
you
I-
can't.
I'm
Don't
not.
worry about
Don't show
showing
anyone
them.
anything.
Never show them it, King.
Don't show anyone any of
Never
your
show
personal
them
shit.
shit.
No,
But
never.
you, listen, at this point, just lie, proclaim yourself the greatest WWE champion player that ever lived. There's no harm in it.
No, I know. And there's also no point because people are gonna know it's a lie because we're talking about it now. So you know.
But just
Oh,
like
yeah,
just
they'll
just
know.
lie. Just say it's you.
Everybody
you
knows
played
it's a
it.
lie.
Who gives a fuck?
What,
Like,
why would I?
like
Why would
the-
I lie and say
I'll
that?
tell
it's
you
me?
this because then we can all just move on. If you just say it's you, just lie. This is much like Hulk Hogan. He never lies, but he lies, and it's
That's
just
right.
the same thing.
That's
with
right,
King.
brother.
That's right, brother, dude. He slammed the 900-pound giant in front of 100,000 Hulkamaniacs at Silver City Field in Detroit, Michigan, brother. Listen, he tore every muscle out in his back as he did it. Phil, at the end of the day, there's not one person who will stop donating to you
No
because you
shit.
were down from the rafters.
No, I mean,
There's
I know that.
one person
Those
who's going to
fucking
stop
assholes.
watching because you're down from the rafters.
They'll donate
just-
more. They'll
Just
donate
we
more.
preface it with this is a lie, and just say I have the down from the rafters
No.
account.
Yes, it is me. I am down from the rafters. It is
Admit
you.
it.
Nobody
No,
said you had to
brother!
say like a
Yes.
super villain.
No, brother.
It's like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
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 Now what, duty?
Everybody bow down.
Yeah,
to
now what, duty?
Bow
Oh my
down
God.
to the king.
You understand how stupid
Dude,
this
he
thing
was
is?
making a
It's just
video.
like-
Oh,
Like,
it really
as they
is.
spoke.
That's why. That's why it's like
How you like that, duty?
they're like Andy. You don't understand. He plays WWE champions. I'm like, is this game CP? Like, what the fuck?
You
what?
know, and
Why?
that's
What's
the
going
thing.
on?
Like, people
It's
would
worse.
want
It's
to-
wrestling.
It's worse.
Wrestling is the best, brother Josh. We're gonna go to WrestleMania next year in Las Vegas, dude. We're gonna be there together with Phil. It's gonna be great, buddy. You better believe it.
Pause. $250,000 man has gifted 20 subscribers. Holy shit! Thank you. And Tetra Backs for 10 subscribers. Big support. Thank
Let's
you.
get some subs.
Suffer Horse for
That one didn't
10
want to die easily.
subs with 5 earlier too. Thank you so much, Suffer Horse.
Made me work for
Thanks.
that.
Yeah, no.
There we
Buddy.
have it. Phil runs the Dark from the Rafters account. He lied.
Dark
Said he
from the
runs it.
rafters.
We have he's banning Derek from chat. And you know, a lot of people, why don't you run it like side scrollers, brother? Well, obviously that wasn't very good. It
Side
wasn't
scroller,
very
what do you mean?
effective. The side scrollers interview, people ask like, why didn't you run it like that? Well, we can see that if you actually are just reasonable with Phil,
You gotta be nice to
that
Phil.
maybe Phil can work with you.
Sometimes there's uncomfortable things you have to ask people, or you make a joke about someone, but you have to understand, you know, how to be reasonable in the end with anyone, because there is a way to talk to people, even if you don't like them or get along or have never talked to them and don't believe in their beliefs.
No, they're lying
But
to you.
yeah, man.
Do you have any other questions for Phil, Josh, or Phil? Do you have a question for Josh?
Well, let Josh go first, and I'll say
All right.
something.
All right. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Because I think a lot of the big questions are all about like the finances and stuff. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't want to talk about it. So I don't really have any kind of angle for that.
There's nothing to talk
I will
about.
ask this though. You said that okay, actually, I do have a question. So you said that there's been kind of like a turnaround. What does that mean for you? Like you said that things are turning around. Is that just like in
it's a
terms of
resurgence.
perception and people's amicability towards you, or is that like a financial thing, or is it
People
both?
like me now, Josh.
It's. I mean,
I'm
I
finally
would be
getting
very,
the
very
opportunity
disingenuous if I was
that
going to say,
control
"Oh, I
took from
haven't
me.
made any extra money these past couple of weeks." I mean, of course I have. You know, I'm
course
doubling,
I have.
tripling in some cases what I would make on a normal stream. that's amazing. But for me, what's actually more important than that is to finally be treated with some level of human respect. I didn't ever get treated with dignity for about a decade. You know, like, I'm going to have a discussion with Review Tech USA, and he says he wants to have a real discussion. Come to find out, I can't talk with him unless I'm trapping him and having a conversation about all this fucked up stuff. You know, like, why can't I just have a normal human conversation with someone? What did I do that I can't be respected like a normal person? Why can't I go on side scrollers and be a normal guest like everyone else? Why was I treated like some kind of a fucking criminal that needed a 5-hour interrogation instead? And that's what I feel like the turnaround is happening right now, where people are seeing me in a different light, a positive light, rather than this negative attacking light. And that feels amazing. It's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, because I have tried so hard in the last decade to change as a person and be a better person. I feel like I've done that, but no one wanted to acknowledge it because they just wanted to continue the meme of hate on Phil. So yeah, I would say that there's a turnaround in more ways than one. And I'm really, really grateful to everyone involved, you guys and all the viewers and everyone out there, my fans who've been along these 10 tough years. It's all because of everyone. It's not just me. It's not, it's just everyone together. And it's amazing, kind of the thing that's happening right now.
I mean, you say that like you the way you kind of poach it, like this is at the end of 10 years. Do you feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel that you're very close to at this point?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it's like, because here's the thing, and I said this too. My life and my experience has gone like this. It's called, you get a big crest, a big wave of popularity and positivity, and all of a sudden, boom, you go way down. Now you're at the bottom of the valley of shit, right? And that's how my life has been. Like crests and valleys, crests and valleys. Right now, it seems like I'm on the way up. Maybe that's good. Maybe it's not. Maybe things will change overall for the better. But I've been beat up a lot, and because of that, I do have this nagging feeling in the back of my head that things could turn for the worse. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, right? I think it's a human thing.
We had a question from Glib, and I'm just going to paraphrase it, but he essentially asked, like, do you feel like you've been living in isolation for a long time, and kind of that you're, interacting with very few people online and in real life? And since you've been interacting with us and other people now, how do you feel? Do you feel like there's been a opening up? Does it feel good?
Yeah, remember when I started on YouTube, it was the complete polar opposite of what I've been through in the last 10 years. Everyone liked me. I was the ultimate underdog YouTuber who blew up, and I had tons of positive comments. And people wanted me to go to conventions so they could meet me and shake my hand, and I would sign autographs and shit. And then when I moved across the country about 10 years ago from Connecticut to Washington, it just seemed like that was when all the crap hit at once. That this is how you don't play. People started, doxing me, started DDoS attacking me, got me swatted, false copyright strikes, and it's 10 years where it's like, I'm waiting. Will there ever be a break in this? Will there ever be a turn of the tides? And it feels like it's happening finally right now. And it does give me great relief. Now I can actually have open comments on my videos and on my Twitter, because it's not a vast majority of shitbags crapping on me anymore. It's actually positive people interacting with me. This is amazing. It really is life-changing at this point.
Oh. Do you... I kind of want to vouch for Mike Klum, because I spoke to him about you, and because he's reached out to me because he felt like, he, as you noticed, he was speaking to detractor channels, and after speaking to them, he had come to the conclusion that they had an extremely negative bias towards you. So he kind of reached out to me because they all said, don't talk to Josh. They said, don't talk to that guy, he sucks. So he reached out to me to try and get like a more neutral perspective. And I think he was really trying to do you right. And I'm very disheartened because I did enjoy his other documentary. I'm curious. I
totally agree. It's my detractors who spun it the other way. I've said nothing but positive things about Mike Klum. I think
you backed out of the documentary.
You're right, I did. But that had nothing to do with him.
Was it just like you couldn't do it at that moment, or were you against the idea?
You've explained this on our show before, but tell Josh what the reason was.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't heard that.
There's two reasons. The first reason is I felt like to do that documentary, that's something that I would want to do at like the end of the road. So it's like a cumulative thing, and it covers everything. And I don't feel like I'm at the end of my journey at all. I feel like, I'm only 42 years old. I'm planning to do this for a while. I'm not in a desperate situation like Boogie where I needed a turnaround of my life like he was trying to do. And that's really what his sob story documentary was going to be, or tried to be. So number one, I started working with him, and the more that we talked about it, I was like, I don't really know if this is going to be what I want or is really going to benefit me that much. And that gets to part two. It was going to take a lot of time and work to do. It was going to be a lot of filming, a lot of different things. It was going to mess with my schedule. It was going to mess with my family life with my wife. And to be honest, I already overwork myself. I work 6 days a week full time on this.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have less time with my wife to be doing it.
I mean, he gushed about how responsible you were with your schedule and how you would communicate with him about how, look, I stream for these hours and I will not interrupt these blocks of time for anything. So it has to be outside that. He was very he was very flattering about how hardworking you were, and he said that if you're not as successful as you would like to be, it has nothing to do with how much sweat you put into it, because you do put in a ton of sweat equity in your work.
That's a very nice thing for him to say. And I will just say this, like, the reason it really didn't happen is because with the insane amount of time and effort it was going to take to do that while also maintaining a business, I was afraid that the payout wasn't going to be there. Like, who knows how this documentary will be received by the internet, especially when so many people just don't like me. No one had given me the chance yet to be seen in a different light. People could just focus on certain parts that are really negative, and that's the only thing anyone talks about. Wasn't convinced that at the end of the day, with the amount of effort and time I was going to put into it, that it was going to benefit me or my business or my image, and that's why I put the kibosh on it. But we had actually stayed kind of amicable, and I said we could possibly talk about stuff in the future. I don't know what's going to happen now because no one's really heard from him for a while. I don't know if he's working on that EDP documentary or anything else. But at this point, I'm not really interested in doing a documentary because I don't feel like it's time yet.
Well, I was going to suggest that since things are looking up, it doesn't have to be a comprehensive documentary. But if you're hoping to end that narrative on a more positive note, if you're feeling good about where you're at right now and where you're going, that might be worth considering. I just thought I would throw it out there because I was interested in seeing this.
A fair point.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
Let's see where the journey goes, right? And if it goes well, yeah, maybe we'll see.
I want to go back. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Sorry, but you said that how long do you want to be DSP? Just in general, do you see a retirement age? You're gonna cash in an IRA at a specific age, or do you have a plan for how long you're gonna run it?
The thing is, as much as I'd like to have a plan, it seems like every time that I've laid out a plan in my life, something just smashed the fucking plan to pieces, and it's especially the job that I have is so unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. Am I even going to be able to be a YouTube streamer for another few years? Is YouTube going to change and I got to go to another format or whatever? The truth is, at least I know that I have a dedicated group of followers who've been with me for so long that I've been able to do it no matter what, whether I'm on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever. I know I cannot be a gamer till I die, right? I'm gonna get carpal tunnel, man. I'm not gonna have hand-eye coordination to be fucking playing the Street Fighter and Call of Duty. But what I'd like to do is branch out and do different things, which it looks like I'm actually doing right now, and have the ability to do different kinds of commentary on different things, whether it's the news, whether it's politics, whether it's whatever. Just commenting over videos like you guys do, And I think that potential is there because I really haven't dabbled in it that much. I've just been doing gaming for so long. I don't want to be a full-time streamer forever, but I would like to at some point at least maintain some kind of a following on the internet because I love it so much. I absolutely love this job. I don't want to lose that connection that I have with my audience and be able to have meaningful conversations and hangout sessions. I just don't think I can do it full-time forever. It's going to get to the point I'm too old. Who wants to see the 70-year-old crotchety dude trying to play Street Fighter?
Maybe I could just
there was a 70-year-old guy playing
plop my fucking ass down here and you guys can still give me money.
That is true. I do know about that guy, yes. So, but yeah, long-term, I want to keep doing it as long as I can. And then when I see signs I can't, maybe, but the thing is, hopefully, if there's a turnaround and there's positivity and I have money and I can have savings and I can have retirement funds now, that thing can happen. I can eventually say, okay, I don't have to do it till I die. But, I haven't had that opportunity in many years. We're going through that bankruptcy and all this shit going on. Now it looks like things are turning around and maybe, like I said, when I say this is life-changing, that's not an exaggeration. That's an actual statement of fact.
Let me tell you my favorite videos that you've ever done.
Hopefully this,
there are a couple that stand out, and none of them have anything to do with the Street Fighter videos where you got angry.
Sorry, it was
funny. But my favorite video you've ever done is the unboxing of Final Fantasy 13.
Oh,
do you know what?
Everyone loves this video. Everyone loves this video.
That's a level 1 take, Josh.
That in the cooking videos.
Frustration.
I miss the cooking with the king. That was way back when.
No. Poorly cooking with the king. You have to add that in there because that was the whole idea, is that it was me being a dunce trying to cook and making terrible food.
Yeah, I mean it was very funny because you had a camera in one hand and we're trying to open cans with the other, and it was just a tragedy.
Probably the reason I ran out and bought a tripod for the first time when I was
For the
trying to do
cooking
that
streams.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, you have to watch him cooking the noodles in the cup.
He must have seen.
The cup
I've
noodles
seen-
with the spoon.
The cup noodles. Instead of boiling
With
the
the
water, he
spoon.
uses the hot water from the.
It's so fun to
The
watch
water
you start
cooler?
And the spoon and
He's like, why is it so hard?
Did you see the bacon grease one where he just flushes that shit?
Right down the toilet.
Where you think
Not my problem.
I didn't know. I was an idiot. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Word.
I was
Oh,
a complete
dude.
dunce.
I wasn't an idiot.
When I started on YouTube, I was
the
just
landlord.
fucking around. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I could do anything and get views on it, right? Like, fucking stupidity.
I want to say one other thing.
Yeah,
Can we
it
all
was
just agree,
fucking
fuck the
stupidity.
IRS. Fuck them.
Dude,
Fuck
fuck
it.
that.
Fuck the IRS. I know, Phil, you would never, ever scam the IRS.
No,
But
but
if you
scam,
did, it
but
was
fuck 'em.
fucking based.
It's righteous.
Fuck them. Tell them, Josh.
865 billion dollar a year budget with a return on investment of 1 to 6. 15% or more of every dollar you send to the IRS is used to tax you. 15% waste every dollar sent
Thanks,
for the
Josh.
privilege of being taxed, so that the majority of that money can go to
this
social
dickhead
welfare
Canadian?
programs that do not do anything for our country. And then they take out loans, and it just sinks us deeper and deeper forever. As far as I'm concerned, anyone who gets away with not giving money to the IRS is enriching our entire planet for a better future.
Tax free, bitch.
Tax free! Blast the king! He's tax free, baby!
Let's go.
I do have one final thing I'd like to say to Josh, because I know we're at the end of our time now.
Hell yeah. For
So,
sure.
Josh, first of all, thanks for having the conversation. I know we're never going to agree on certain points, right? I have this morality. I think there's things there that you shouldn't have on the site.
I'm a moral
You're
man.
gonna always have them there.
You are
But
immoral.
To be able to come together and have a civil conversation is meaningful, I think, to everyone. I think everyone who watched this
There's that
probably
M-word.
learned something and got something out of it, and that's what it's really all about, right?
Yep.
But I will say this. I feel like I know there's another silly analogy. I like to make a lot of silly analogies. But in a lot of ways, I kind of see you like Dr. Frankenstein. Okay? And what I mean by that is with Kiwi Farms, you had a good intention. You want to figure out a way to create life from death. This is going to change humanity, right? People will be able to live forever if I can perfect this technology, if only. And then the lightning bolt came down, and when the dude got
God damn it,
up,
I was there.
and he's
Oh, second
like,
floor.
destroying everything around him, and everything's getting smashed and fucked up.
Well, you know how that
And now
story
he's
ends,
now-
right?
I knew I was in the right fucking spot.
Everyone dies, right?
Yeah, he
Monster
kills the
dies, everyone
creator.
dies.
So if I get killed by my creation, you'll be.
That's
seen
what I
as
mean.
a-
So here's the
as a-
thing.
You created the monster.
You're right. This is what's scary.
Now I need
speak
support.
into existence here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Phil.
hope that you're at a point in your life, like you said, I think you said you were 30 years old. You're at a point in your life when you're going to realize, at least from my perspective, that it's just not worth it, and that you'll be able to put down the monster before the monster puts you down. I really hope that, because it doesn't seem to me like you're a bad guy from the conversation we've had today. I just think that we're at different planes of existence morally, and I would hate to see that site be the end of you or your happiness in life because you let it go too long or too far. All right, I'm not going to be the guy who's going to come after you for anything. I don't go after my detractors. You're never going to see a lawsuit from darksydephil. I'm not a fucking asshole. All right, but I am worried from the shit that's been going
Let's not go
on
that
that's
far.
going to be the end of you. And at some point in your life, you may have to draw that line and be
Wow.
like, it's not worth it
Now
anymore.
he's concerned
I
for
got
a
I
while.
got to stop. And it might be the best decision in your life to do that and to kill the monster before it gets too late. I think you should think about that. I'm not saying you have to do it today or tomorrow, but I think it's something you should seriously soul search and think about, because it might be best for you and for a lot of other people as well.
Well, my
Okay.
my perspective is
But you
simply this,
especially.
that we are in an unprecedented era where the internet is smaller and more insular than it has ever been. There is more traffic on fewer websites, and that is not good for the health of humanity as a whole. And I think that there is an attack on
right.
freedom of expression and the ability to share truthful information on the internet. And the only way to combat that is for certain people, which I include myself in, to say not one step back. Hold the line. Every single right must be protected at all costs. Because if you don't have people doing that, and granted my realm is very small, it's just a gossip website, but if you don't have people doing that in general, everybody, you don't even know what you're losing until it's gone.
Come on,
And I know
second
that the Kiwi
floor
Farms
hole.
is just a speck in terms of like the grand picture. But I think everything helps. Every little thing helps in regards to that.
Motherfucker.
Okay, guys. Well,
Wow.
appreciated having you both on. Maybe we should play Chain together. Who's got 30 minutes more for video games?
It's a bit late.
I guess not.
No,
I apologize.
But we
So that was a
appreciate both of you
great
guys coming
talk.
on, sharing your
Thank you.
perspectives. They couldn't be any more different. You couldn't
For
be
real.
any more different as people. But we were able to have a civil conversation about very controversial, very inflammatory topics. And, you know, I thought it was really good. I
was
really,
great.
really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
I feel like
no,
this went
definitely, Josh. Thanks,
really
man.
well.
Yeah, and DSP, we hope you got all your grievances out.
Supposedly
Again, there
one
are
less
things you won't
pedophile
agree
working.
with, but I think that was very positive convo. Who knew? Huh?
Out of curiosity, is your talk with Keemstar with just you and Keem, or is it also moderated by Kino Casino?
No,
It's
that's
just us. It's just
Oh,
me
on
and
his
God.
channel. That's
Good
on
luck
his
with that
channel
shit.
tomorrow.
You know what? I think you'd be surprised. I think Keem's turning the corner on Phil.
We have a
Don't
second
let him
after
talk you into
this,
being on Locale
actually.
Live. Don't let him do
Don't
it.
you know?
I will never watch
I am the
that
last
again.
person you have to worry about. Just like let me
Straight
put it this
gay
way: I've
porn.
been through so much shit in my life at this point that I'm the last person to get the wool pulled over his eyes on shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I am so skeptical of this stuff, so
Yeah.
don't worry about that. It's gonna be very interesting. But
I'm
it's gonna
very
be-
curious.
Feels
I'm
very
very
intuitive
curious
now.
to watch that tomorrow. What time
I'm
is it?
excited. No, that's
time
is
is
that tomorrow?
It's Wednesday morning.
Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday.
I'm gonna turn the stream on at 11 a.m. Pacific time because, as you guys know, I have some technical issues trying to get Discord working.
Yeah, you're good.
So I'm gonna work with my chat to get it working for about a half an hour, and he's gonna come on around 11:30, and then we're gonna go for like an hour and a half. So
Oh yeah.
As long as your hardware acceleration's off, you should be fine.
yeah.
But yeah, so we're looking
We're
very
gonna go at it for an
look
hour and
forward
a
to
half.
that.
Who
Yeah.
knows where else
be
the
gay
arc
as fuck.
goes from here? But we're gonna be gone for a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
maybe we
after this.
started the fire. I
Right.
believe I can cause chaos. So
Yeah.
let's see where it goes.
All right, guys.
I'm having you
Thank
on.
you so much. All right, we'll see y'all later. All right,
Thank you.
peace.
Take it easy.
Easy. All right.
All right,
let's
guys, we're
get,
still going to do some more show for you guys. We're going to read the super chats here in a minute. I think we're just going to take a quick break.
I'm gonna hop
gonna
off.
take a
Take it
piss.
easy.
All right, yo,
See ya,
peace out, bro.
Josh.
Peace
Bye.
out, man.
All right.
Okay. Did I get super? I did get super chat. Okay, just real quick. There's like 6.
I'm pretty much out of time here. It's planning on ending at 10 o'clock. I'm right on time. I win. Thanks everybody for watching. You guys are the shit. Peace out.